for this.
Snakes in the racks in the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came at Staggy. All of these VVs, now they blind. Know my persona, really enticing. But on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like it's lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I know the feds, they wanna indict it. Gun in my leg, I come invited. Run over drip, them boys I'm biting. She love with me, got her excited. She like that nigga, no stones on my eyes. And I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I'm on the block with the snakes and the rats and the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came back striking. All these VVs, now they blind. Know my persona, really enticing. Bought on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like I'm lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a check for that money like Midas. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. They be the finest. They be the finest. They be the finest. They be the
Shout out to everybody that's in the building, family. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I don't know what was going on. My mic was speaking, but I don't know what the hell is going on. So y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all can hear me. But let me reiterate this because I really wasn't saying shit. I was just shouting out the family in the chat. But listen, man, we got a fire one here, man. Tucker Carlson, the family. Shout out to my FBA family, my Aboriginal Indigenous family. It's been a lot of the conversations popping up with FBA within the political arena. Delineation, and I believe that delineation has expanded beyond the grassroots perspective and now has reached into the political arena. They're now expressing delineation by way of the government. United States government is now delineating from various different groups. I'll drop a fire emoji in the chat if you guys can hear me. And now I'm starting to hear political people like Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump, various different people kind of bring in the delineation perspective, and oftentimes they're even using the terms of knowledge that we're using in the grassroots, which lets me know either they're listening or someone called them to put them up on game. Who called Tucker Carlson to put them up on game? Now, I was listening to Tucker Carlson the other day, and he had a guest on. The guest by the name of James Fishback. James Fishback is a conservative Jew who's also running for governor in Florida. But he has some interesting points on how he's planning on making Florida great again. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, drop those fire emojis. First and foremost, family, salute to the real ones that's in the building. Can I say that real quick before we even get started? Salute to the real ones that's in the building. Let me give y'all a round of applause. We do appreciate the love. It is a Fire Tuesday. Make sure y'all guys support the channel. Cash App information in the chat. Now, you're not obligated to support this channel, but we do appreciate the support. Okay, so if y'all ready to rock the house on out and get right into it, drop those fire emojis and let's get right into it.
Keys on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
So let's get into this conversation with James Fishback and Tucker Carlson. Drop a fire emoji if you can hear me loud and clear, and let me know if you can hear the audio.
It's dead. Greening.
I can't get a straight answer on that exactly. USDA is part of it. Trade deals are part of it. Do you have any idea what happened?
So it's not to sound vapid, but it is a multifaceted issue. The proximate cause was greening that really hit 06, 07 and just knocked citrus out. I think
Greening.
This quite coincidentally from China of all places, and not Wuhan this time, right? But this infestation that led to the premature falling of fruit, of citrus fruit, whether it's Donaldson or orange, Tangelo, whatever, off these trees, and you can't sell that fruit if it falls off early. And so that's obviously the proximate cause. And I think it's like most conservatives, I'm not going to sit here.
Now, he's going to be asked a set of questions about what is being destroyed in Florida. Now, listen to this.
Look, this destroyed an entire industry. 220 million down to 14 million boxes, entire communities decimated. Not just citrus, but all the little mom and pop businesses, the diner, the family-owned grocery store, the little movie theater downtown.
Well, citrus was Florida. It was on the license plate.
It's still it. Well, there's something else on the license plate now, as I think you know. It's a foreign flag. I've also said as Florida governor, there's going to be no foreign flags flown on our government buildings or on our state license plates.
I want to ask you about that. How did another country's flag wind up on your license plate? But I'll ask you in a second. So,
sure.
But citrus was at the very center of Florida's economy and its culture.
Hey, I'm sorry about the ads. But I want y'all to pay attention to what James Fishback has to say, because he's going to break down how Florida's economy can simply make a comeback by a few simple step solutions.
But I'll ask you in a second. So,
sure.
But citrus was at the very center of Florida's economy and culture for 100 years.
100%. And I grew up in Broward County, which is obviously a very urban place now, but where I grew up in Davie in West Broward, near the Everglades, we had citrus groves out there when I was a kid. And so you could quite literally go out to Flamingo Gardens and you could smell that orange scent on a crisp,
it was a wonderful
day.
Smell.
And it is perhaps the sickest analogy that, yes, in a proximate sense, China caused this, but much like COVID, Tucker, it wasn't China. It was the government apathy, indifference, and an intentional sabotage
hostility
of our country against its own people.
So true.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and blame Xi Jinping. He's doing what he thinks is best for his country, and that means screwing us over. I guess that's it. But I can't sit here and say, look, the Chinese are guilty of the fentanyl crisis. These precursors come from interior of China, get shipped to Mexico, get pressed into fentanyl pills and sent across the southern border. But really, it is our leaders that have the ultimate responsibility. They're the last line of defense. So I think as Republicans, we need to grow up and stop blaming all of our problems and embracing this left-wing victimhood culture.
So you heard what he said? He said the systematic issue with America is whether it's drugs, crime, or anything, it's not the blame on other countries in particularly, but the involvement of our government allowing and being part and pro-sale with what's going on. So just as well as the cartel or Venezuela or China is just as guilty, our government has to take accountability for that as well. And I believe that's a very, very crucial point. What do you guys think in the chat?
And so look, China this, China that. Here's my solution as Florida governor. Any scientist in the world who wants to develop a strand of citrus that is impervious to greening, we're going to pay you $1 billion cash. If you can prove, and we'll grow it and we'll do it for 18 months, if you take the best scientist in the world, and they may be in Iran of all places, it doesn't matter. If there's a scientist or a group of scientists in the world who want to step up and actually solve a problem that has torn asunder entire communities, it's unemployed men and women, hollowed out entire towns across my state, we're going to pay you $1 billion, because what that industry represented, that would merely be an investment in bringing back the number one thing that put my state on the map.
No, that is absolutely right. And they tore up the groves that took, it takes years for an orange tree to go from seedling to fruit bearing. And they tore them up. They tore them out of the ground. They burned them.
Correct.
It's really a metaphor for so much. So I want to ask about the foreign flag thing. I always admired DeSantis, certainly during.
Now, there's a couple other conversations that's taking place within this whole ordeal. I'm going to skip it up just a little bit. And let's get into this conversation right here. Let's go.
Governor had the opportunity to meet with Netanyahu. It seems like he.
Now, I want y'all to listen to what he had to say about the small hats and his trip to Israel to meet with a couple of these investors and sponsors. Now, this is going to correlate back to Brian Donaldson and how FBA and the grassroots conversation got brought up. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what's been said right here, family. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all are in here with me. Shout out to my FBA family. Shout out to my Aboriginal family in the building. We rocking out. We're just getting started. Just hit a little bit over the 17-minute marker. If we can get everybody to hit that like button and get the likes to match the views, that's going to kind of put us in the algorithm. And if we can get each and every one of the family that support this channel right here, and this channel right here actually supports the movement. So if we can get a few of the family to support the channel by sharing this on all your social media outlets, that'll be fantastic, family. But let's get right back into this heat, though.
Governor DeSantis didn't, but the Lieutenant Governor, Jay Collins, did. And so I think it's easy for us to go back and say, why did the governor do this, that, or the other several years ago? But at this moment in time, when the governor had the opportunity to meet with Netanyahu, it seems like he deliberately chose not to, which was an absolutely wise decision. But Jay Collins did meet with him, which is actually rather interesting, because 40 hours before that meeting happened, Israeli media said that I am a, quote, threat, that I am a bigger threat to Israel than Donald Trump's.
Who is?
I am.
You?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Well, congratulations for being an existential threat to a nation state because you're running for governor. They really said that?
They said that. And because I'd push out a policy that was actually quite popular with almost everybody. And it is the fact that Florida lends Israel $385 million as we sit here today. And so what I said is
which is a slap in the face to the American people that literally built the economy that's using the taxpayers' money to even give to Israel. The money is literally coming off the backs of indigenous native people from Florida. So to send over $300 million to a foreign nation and not feed it back into the community which created it is literally a slap in the face. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but you let me know in the chat how y'all feel about that. You know what I mean? Let's get right to it.
Almost everybody. And it is the fact that Florida lends Israel $385 million as we sit here today. And so what I said is at day one as governor, executive order number 2 would be to fully divest all foreign bonds of any country. And there's only one country that we invest in abroad.
Are you serious?
And that's Israel. $385 million. And you know what really got them is I said, I would then take the $385 million and create a statewide down payment assistance program for young married couples, because we have to protect home ownership. So young folks across our state can buy a place to live, get married, and have kids.
Okay, well, you've got my vote. That's all I needed to hear. Sorry.
Now, let me just break down what is being said now. I don't know if y'all realize what Fishback is saying, whether you believe him or whether he's going to do it or not. The game plan that he's laying out is a very strong stance coming from a conservative standpoint. He's making a stance that is asserting itself and is hard to kind of back away from. And it kind of connects with the people in the area. He's talking economics. He's talking the way how economic footing has been driven out of Florida in particularly and then pushed away into foreign nations. They're literally prioritizing foreign nationalists in the area with taxpayers' monies from Florida, indigenous native Florida's people's taxpayers' money, and not even getting a dime invested back into their own communities or to their own cities and states, which is, I think, is absolutely bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So we got more to break down. Now, this is going to heat up. I'm just leading you into the conversation to how we got to where we are today. Drop a fire emoji, share the live stream. Shout out to the real ones in the building. I need y'all to drop those hashtag delineations in the chat.
Amen. Amen. What's the smart way to protect your house? Is it?
I need y'all to put that hashtag delineation in the chat. Put that hashtag delineation in the chat. Let us know you represent the movement. You standing on American business. Okay. Now listen, I want y'all to listen to this conversation that he breaks down his meeting or his trip and experience with some of the personnel from Israel. Listen
Say 3 or 4 years ago. And so I traded government bonds and interest rate futures and all of that stuff. And so what happened was, after the tragedy that was October 7th, and it unequivocally was a tragedy.
Yeah, of course.
The Florida state government, state chief financial officer, Jimmy Patronis, who's now in Congress, he announced that to stand with Israel, we were going to start buying tens of millions, which became hundreds of millions of dollars in Israeli bonds. This was a purely political decision. It wasn't a decision that says, hey, the yield, the rate of return on Israeli debt is actually quite high, so we should buy some. No, it was to stand in solidarity with a foreign country. We are going to take taxpayer money and lend it in the form of a sovereign government bond purchase. They weren't even hiding how nakedly political they were. And just for a moment, I just want to...
But what about the pensioners who rely on the returns of those bonds to like fund their retirement, or the people of Florida? Isn't there fiduciary duty of the legislature to like look out for their interests, or is it only about helping BB?
The latter.
Switch to Charity Mobile.
Shout out to the homie Tojo in the chat, man. Shout out to the homie Tojo for supporting that clothing. He said he went and copped the delineation phone case. That's what's up, man. Represent, man. We are definitely standing on American business, and delineation is the move for the nation. You already know, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Let's get back into some more tea.
And by the way, and I say this as someone who was a fiduciary as an investor.
Yes.
Think about it just for a moment. A country is going to war, is currently being confronted by a soon-to-be nuclear power in Iran, they say.
Hold on. We only got 2 people to put hashtag delineation in the chat. 1, 2, 3. Y'all must be some tethers in the chat listening. We need to see hashtag delineation flooding the chat right now. Unless you a tether.
Escalating tensions with all of its neighbors. Just objectively, forget what country that is.
Of course.
And now you think it's a good time to compromise your fiduciary responsibility and buy their government debt? I mean, like, can you imagine someone saying
that seems like a good long-term bet.
Investment, right? Can you imagine someone saying, like, whoever they are, and saying, like, we just invaded Iraq in 2003. We should just stand with Iraq and buy their bonds. Like, forget who Saddam Hussein was. Like, why would it be a good idea to buy Iraqi government bonds? Right? And by the way, they don't offer a terrible amount of interest. Actually, Israeli bonds often yield less than U.S. treasuries.
No way.
Yeah. So it's not like they were yielding 20% and they were actually an objectively good decision for our pensioners. No, it was a nakedly political decision without any risk reward. It was all risk and no reward to appease the Israeli government and donors.
Here's what I understand. So the donors in Florida, so there are a lot of very rich, very active donors in Florida who support Israel also. Why don't they send their money I don't understand. Like, if you're a billionaire, why are you pressuring some poor low IQ Florida politician to spend taxpayer money on a foreign country when you could?
Right. Why are you even sending any type of aid to a foreign nation when you have the people that literally gave you the money from the taxpayers' hardworking money? Why are you not investing into those people? This is why you have at this time in 2026 some of the largest migrations out of Florida, because people can't just simply afford it. Inflation is through the roof. Economically, everything is high, yet foreigners are still being allocated and prioritized over Americans. Literally.
Just send your own money to a foreign country.
I actually think it is sadistic.
I think so too.
I think it's actually symbolic, because you're right. A large hedge fund in Miami or Palm Beach, it would be nothing to buy $380 million of Israeli bonds. They could have leverage. Nothing. It would be done in one day. But it's the symbolism of the solidarity. And by the way, the Florida state pension framework prohibits all foreign government bond purchases with one exception: Israel.
Are you serious?
Literally,
you can't even buy foreign bonds unless you're buying a foreign bond with Israel. That means there's an inside working.
But it's the symbolism of
exposing
solidarity. And by the way, the Florida state pension
exposing how every time you spend something, you're not even owning it. Less and less you're going to be owning, no matter how much you pay. Realistically, according to the statistical numbers, if you were to spend $250,000 on a house right now, you will only own 18% of it interestly after paying it off in full. So with that forward trajectory, within the year 2055, you won't be able to own anything rightfully.
Framework prohibits all foreign government bond purchases with one exception: Israel.
Are you serious?
Literally prohibited in their investment framework that you cannot buy the bonds of any country, Luxembourg, Switzerland, the UK, and those actually may be good investments. But Israel, in their own words, to stand in solidarity with them after October 7th, we decided to send $385 million. And that's why, as Florida governor, I'm going to divest that full 385 and then start a statewide, with that money, a statewide down payment assistance program. Because right now you got young couples across the state who are renting. They're staring down the prospect of the 50-year mortgage. They can't feel like they have any.
That's a smart move. Why give that $350 million to Israel when you can use it as a grant for first-time homeowners, especially for young married couples or young couples in general? You can use that as funding or grant money for them to go pay down on the payment of the house. That sounds perfect to me.
Florida governor, I'm going to divest.
That sounds perfect.
In their own words, to stand in solidarity with them after October 7th, we decided to send $385 million. And that's why, as Florida governor, I'm going to divest that full 385 and then start a statewide, with that money, a statewide down payment assistance program. Because right now you got young couples across the state who are renting. They're staring down the prospect of the 50-year mortgage. They can't feel like they have any equity in their future.
What's a 50-year mortgage?
Well,
that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's the solution to the affordability crisis.
You just turn everyone into a renter?
Yeah. It's usury. It's just imposing usury on us.
Of course, I knew the answer to my own question, but it's just so grotesque. It's hard to believe that's real.
But I think this is the frustration, not with the president, but with a lot of his advisors, is there a real concern.
Now, I'm going to skip this up to get into another part of the conversation that I kind of want to get into. So let's play this part of the conversation right here where they start talking about Aaron Donaldson. I want to kind of get into that part of the conversation. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. If you can hear me loud and clear, go ahead and drop a fire emoji. Let's get back into it.
Getting outbid by $1,500 by a private equity firm that's taking Chinese money at the capital gains rate, as opposed to the rate that you and I pay and everyone else pays.
They pay half the tax.
They pay half. Carried interest, 20%. And he thinks that because of what Blackstone did, which they didn't actually do, what Blackstone allegedly did in 2008 gives them cover to run roughshod over all of us and to take homes from under our feet. And this is not a hypothetical thing. This is happening right now.
Byron said that?
Byron said that to a donor. Because what I have said, executive order number 3, is that I would ban Blackstone, any private equity firm, any Airbnb speculator, and any foreign national from buying a single family home in this state of Florida. You don't.
That's the way it used to be anyways in the United States, going back to indigenous rules. You was not allowed to purchase and own land or a home in America unless you was a native or indigenous to this land. So I believe that no foreigner should be able to purchase a home and fully be able to buy it out. They should be into a contract for forever renting if you're going to come to the Americas. It's only for the protection of the infrastructure of this country. This is a brilliant plan.
Any private equity firm, any Airbnb speculator, and any foreign national from buying a single family home in this state of Florida. You don't get to have a right to our homes. If you or I were to go to Canada right now and buy a single family home, we would legally be prohibited from doing so. Because say what you want about Trudeau or...
You said you couldn't even go buy a home in Canada, for instance, because in their law, it legally prohibits you from doing so. That's insane.
Florida. You don't get to have a right to our homes. If you or I were to go to Canada right now and buy a single family home, we would legally be prohibited from doing so. Because say what you want about Trudeau or Carney, I guess they got the memo that Canada is for Canadians. America's for Americans. And I don't think it's okay that a Chinese national or Russian national or an Israeli national can come here and outbid a family that's known this state for 2-3 generations.
Talk that fucking talk, bro. He's getting into a bag right now. I want y'all to listen to what he's about to say, and I'm gonna respond to this what he has to say, because he's getting into a bag right now. Drop a fire emoji if y'all hearing this shit.
Trudeau or Carney, I guess they got the memo that Canada is for Canadians. America's for Americans. And I don't think it's okay that a Chinese national or Russian national or an Israeli national can come here and outbid a family that's known this state for 2-3 generations. And say, you know what? That home that you wanted to buy to get married to your wife and to have 3 kids, that's not available anymore because a foreign national wants to vacation here for 5 weeks out of the year.
Man, you're spinning me up. Getting mad just hearing this. What kind of reaction do you get when you say that?
Very.
I mean, that is a reaction. I mean, what he just stated, anybody that's a true American should be freaking upset. Any American. Not even if you're not even from Florida.
Man, you're spinning me up. Getting mad just hearing this. What kind of reaction do you get when you say that?
Very positive. I'll tell you one.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Well, I get a very positive reaction because I think, and you've pointed this out, I loved your speech at AmFest because you recognized that America First is not owned exclusively by any party.
Of course not.
In fact, if you went out and polled that very question, that framework that you put out, which is the American government should exclusively look out for the interests of its citizens. 90% of not just Republicans.
You hear what he's saying? He's saying that they should exclusively look at the Americans. So whether you guys agree with any political party, you guys should definitely agree that you guys are Americans and that you as an American should be prioritized over any foreign national. Period.
Hold that very question, that framework that you put out, which is the American government should exclusively look out for the interests of its citizens. 90% of not just Republicans, of literally everyone would agree with that statement.
Yes.
And so what I was amazed by is we had a meet and greet in Tampa Bay this past weekend, and we had 50 or so people RSVP'd. Over 200 showed up, and a dozen on their way out said, I wasn't even a Republican. I'm an independent. I'm a Democrat. I am changing my party affiliation so I can vote for you in the primary. Because just like South Carolina, I know you had Paul on recently, just like South Carolina, Florida is a red state. The next governor, mathematically, will be a Republican. Trump won the state by 13, Ron DeSantis by 19. The next governor is going to be a Republican. The question is, what kind of Republican, Tucker?
Yeah, I mean, if it's the...
Right. We don't give a fuck who you are. If you're going to run this fucking country, if you're going to be the governor, if you're going to be the mayor, if you're going to run these particular states, you need to be American first. And there's certain things that has to be established that continues that Americans get prioritized first. Drop a fire emoji if you guys agree with that. Where my FBA and my Aboriginal family?
Won the state by 13, Ron DeSantis by 19. The next governor is going to be a Republican. The question is, what kind of Republican, Tucker?
Yeah, I mean, if it's the Republican who laughs at dead children, I'm not voting Republican. I'm not going to ever vote for anyone like that. Anyone who's pro-death, who's against human dignity, for hate speech laws, who doesn't think that providing the next generation a chance to get married and have kids and own a home. If you're not on board with that, then I have nothing in common with you.
Yeah.
I don't care what you call yourself.
That's right. And I think this idea of the party labels has become a hall of mirrors.
That's for sure.
Right? What you see isn't what you get. I mean, by the way, Byron Donalds, as of right now, still endorses Randy Fine's re-election bid, despite that starve away comment. And they tried to cancel you for having a conversation with a certain someone. He's literally endorsing a member of Congress who told innocent children who were literally starving on video to starve away. That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent, Byron Donalds.
What I know Byron, and
he's running up for governor against Byron Donaldson. Now, if you don't know who he is, we're talking about this guy right here, James Fishback, who's also running for governor of Florida. Now, we know Byron Donaldson was just on the Breakfast Club, and he's denied and turned down and said he's not going to even try to introduce reparations into the conversation. It's because his family is not going to get any. We're going to play some of those clips here in a second, but he understands that Brian Donaldson is not an American. And I want y'all to listen to how he talks about Brian Donaldson. Listen to this.
Ideological? I've never detected that.
No. That's why I call him a slave.
Yeah. What did
he said? He called Byron Donaldson a slave, not a slave as what you mean, but a slave to his donors. Listen to him, because a lot of people took this and ran with it.
He tried to cancel you for having a conversation with a certain someone. He's literally endorsing a member of Congress who told innocent children who were literally starving on video to starve away. That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent, Byron Donalds.
What I know Byron, and I've always gotten along with him. He's super cheerful. I didn't realize, is he ideological? I've never detected that.
No. That's why I call him a slave.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting, because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida, who reminded me that
he said he called him a slave. Now peep this. He said he got a call from the Foundational. Now listen, James Fishback just said, listen to him. He got a call from the Foundational Black American Society in Florida. Shout out to my FBAs, man. Y'all putting in some work, man. Listen to listen to this.
Racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting, because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida.
He said, which is quite interesting that they try to call him racist from that. He said Byron Donaldson and his following try to call James Fishback racist because James Fishback called Brian Donaldson a slave to his Jewish donors. Now listen to this.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting, because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida, who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
Do you hear that? They're calling out the tethers for trying to tether onto Black Americans. And he's like, yeah, I agree. This guy ain't even Black American. Why is he even speaking or even get the right to even speak on who gets reparations? He's not even qualified. Do y'all hear the conversation that's been brought up? He said he got a call from the Foundational Black American Society. For those that didn't listen, let me run it back just a little bit.
That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent.
Now listen to this, family.
What I know Byron, and I've always gotten along with him. He's super cheerful. I didn't realize, is he ideological? I've never detected that.
No. That's why I call him a slave.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. That a single descendant of a
Look, they even know that Tethers is full of shit for trying to act like us.
American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
I like those foundational guys. You hear that? Listen to them.
A single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Reed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like
He said they're so good. He said Tariq Nasheed and all them. Oh man, I know the Tether's mad than a motherfucker. When you got Democratic and conservatives literally calling you Tethers out, literally, only thing he hasn't done was use the word tether yet. That's the only thing he hasn't done yet. He hasn't used the word tether yet. He is describing the damn Tethers to a T. He is describing the damn Tethers to a T, family. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Can I get everybody to hit that like button, thumb up the video, support the channel? Let's get back into some more of this heat right quick. I do want to get into some more of this. Like I said, this is interesting to me. This is interesting to me. And that's funny because dude didn't have to, he didn't bring up Tariq Nasheed, right? He said he got a call from the Foundational Black American Society. And he was like, they was telling him that these guys are not even Black Americans. They're not even connected to the history of slavery here. And right after that, Tucker Carlson said, yeah, I like Tariq Nasheed. Nobody even brought Tariq Nasheed up. They brought him up as making him connection with that while pushing that. So, you know, FBA is doing work out here, man. You got to admit it when they bringing up the grassroots name and they're bringing up the grassroots perspective and talking points and also standing on some of the talking points like delineation. All right.
American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. That a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves are.
And for the majority of foundational Black Americans or Aboriginal Indigenous Americans, we've been here since the beginning of time.
Families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah, and they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
You hear that? They're unequivocally heritage Americans. Bingo. Bingo. Let's do them again.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans.
They're heritage Americans for sure. You heard it right there out of your own damn mouth. They know exactly who we are.
Anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and like, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and like, gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of Black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to.
You hear what he said? Somebody rolls in for Ghana, get a CNN spot and start talking for Black Americans. Shut up. You're not even them. Did you hear what he said? Let me run this back because I don't think y'all listening to what they saying, man. The grassroots, our conversation is now hitting political talking points. They're in the political rooms. The conversation about our people is now, listen, these people that's Black, ain't like these people that's black. And we know the difference. Do y'all see what's going on? It's game over. Listen.
Families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually
right. He said it's good to see our people call other blacks that's trying to act like us out for that. Come on, man. Don't think that what we're doing ain't getting noticed. Don't act like what we're talking about ain't getting noticed, family. The grassroots conversation from delineation to separation to understanding who we is to being Americans to now getting our check needs to be the conversation. And now we got people that's using our talking points, that's literally listening to the point where FBA is calling in, telling them this. He said you shouldn't be able to have a motherfucker from Ghana roll up in America and start acting like black Americans. Absolutely. And we should be calling them out for that.
For 400 years,
listen to this,
and the descendants of a lot of American slaves, our families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And,
so see how they said it? Like, nigga, of course they're heritage Americans. They're the real Americans. You got to see the way, you got to feel the energy by the way they said it. They're unequivocally heritage Americans. He said, well, goddamn right. Of course. Nigga, they're the true ones.
400 years,
Listen to how he said
and the
it.
descendants of a lot of American slaves, our families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating a struggle of
it is cultural appropriation. It's actually called tethering.
Slavery.
That's what we call a tether.
Totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, right? But for
we're
Byron,
against slavery.
We're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's...
Hey, man, sorry about the ads. Y'all hit that like button. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all understand what is being said. They're literally saying the same thing we have been saying. We are our own people. We are not African. We're not Jamaican. We're not like the rest of these people. We have our own culture, our own heritage, our own customs, and our own birthrights to this land that we are from, a land that they claim that we've been here for at least 400 years. But we know, as the research and as the heritage people, our lineage go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years on this land since the beginning of time. You see what I'm saying? So they're literally saying the same shit. Delineation. These people should call these other blacks out for trying to act and speak on behalf of them. And they not them, because they don't have nothing to do with what we got going on.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating a struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, right? But for
we're
Byron,
against slavery.
We're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that.
Notice you keep calling Byron Donaldson a slave to the to his donors.
You agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether.
Oh, Lord. They done figured out the word tether. It's over with for the immigrants. Oh, you tethers them fucked up. The political niggas know our term that separates y'all from us. You niggas is officially tethers. Hell no.
Their supporting base, racists, for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come.
God damn. Why is he frying them like how we be frying them though? He just called Byron Donaldson a tether. That is crazy. It's true though, but crazy. So this alone lets you know the importance of our conversations through social media. This is a beautiful thing, whether y'all know this or not. This is why I say delineation rules the nation. When we first started standing as a group in this community, particularly on delineation, which we have been since the beginning, I knew it. I started hearing the conversations. I started seeing the actions amongst our own government acting on behalf of us delineating. And now they're using the terms. Do you hear this?
Contested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on our, and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the
God damn. Who called this guy and put him up on game, man? That's why it's in my title. You heard earlier, he said, I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society. Somebody done put him up on game. Somebody done called James Fishback and put him up on game, family. Somebody done called James Fishback and then put him up on game. You feel what I'm saying?
These tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on our, and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here. You don't get to just be a part of our system and then lecture us about how our country went wrong.
Well, and if you're,
God damn, now they calling all these other people tethers. Damn. You guys, some of you immigrants is really tethers. Like officially, it's official now. And guess what? Byron Donalds is one of the biggest fucking tethers. He was just on the Breakfast Club and they asked him about reparations. He was like, well, my mom is Jamaican and my dad's Panamanian. We're not going to get it. So it ain't really a focus. You stupid mother. You shouldn't even be speaking for us, which is the same thing James Fishback is saying. For these people in the political arenas to start using Aboriginal and FBA talking points and knowing the distinguishing of different blacks between us, and not only knowing the distinguishing, but also knowing the terms to call them, like tethers. He said, I like the term tether. I like the term too, brother. He said he likes the term tether. Listen to this.
Really whitewash that. It's real, right?
But
for
We're
Byron,
against slavery.
we're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s.
Let me just say this right quick. This guy's running for governor. For him to get on these platforms, and by the way, he's doing his campaign. He's running a campaign right now. He's making a strong stance in this political run right now. He's taking a stance that could be crippling, but it's facts though. See, we in the day and the age where the youth is no longer need foreign nations and foreign connections. We don't need foreign connections with these other nations. We need to be self-sufficient. We want to break everything American great again. So he's understanding the youth concept of separating from these foreigners. We don't want to have nothing to do with. We don't need to have nothing to do with them. You see what I'm saying? And he's understanding that particular concept. I got to say, James Fishback is talking that talk, man. I got to say, James Fishback is talking that talk for running for governor down there in Florida. Now, some of y'all might think different. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get back into
and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude.
You just got here, dude. You knew here. We grew here. You come here, we from here. It's a fucking difference. You niggas are tethers and you're tethering onto the American. We've been saying it. He's literally saying what we saying. Like, there's no confusion at this point. You can't say, oh, he kind of saying this. They been saying this. No, fool. He's literally saying what we be saying, bro. He's literally regurgitating our talking points. Do you understand that? Do y'all understand that?
Struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here. You don't get to just be a part of our system and then lecture us about how our country went wrong.
Well, and if you're a Republican, supposedly conservative Republican, to throw around the term racist, I mean, that's what I'll speak for myself. I voted against that in November last year.
Right.
I don't like that style of non-argument. Just dismiss someone off the top. You're a bad person. I don't have to respond to your specific charge against me. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I thought aren't we opposed to that? Identity politics?
100%. And I'll tell you, the identity politics of the right is...
Now, like I said, this sent a lot of people up in arms, family. This sent a lot of people up in arms, family, because now the tethers got the spotlight on them. They're now being called out for weasels. They're being called out as particularly culture vultures in another term. And the grassroots, us family, me, you, and y'all that's listening in, have been delineating from all these foreigners. Now the world and the government is starting to see the separation, and they're starting to realize the separation. This is key. I told y'all, once we start delineating and people start understanding and it start impacting, that protects the infrastructure for our movement, for our forward progress. Reparations can't be co-opted when a foreigner ain't involved in the conversation, like Byron Donaldson, who's an actual damn tether. Now, a lot of people was upset with this conversation. It's trolls in the chat like King Kampala. Go ahead and block his ass in the chat. We're not tolerating no trolls in this chat tonight. This a real party you cannot get in. Shout out to everybody that's listening in. Where my FBA in the family? Where my FBA in the Aboriginal family at in the building? Drop those fire emojis for the family that is in the building, man. We're going to get into this next part of the conversation, but I do need y'all to smack that like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed. All right. Support the channel if you ain't supported the channel yet. There's a lot of people in here hating, though. So let's get the real ones to support the channel. We're going to shout y'all out as y'all support. Make sure y'all support the channel. But let's get into this next conversation, and I'm going to be reacting to people actually reacting to this conversation. So let's get into it. Drop a fire emoji and let's
For the stats, I be beating the odds. When the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
They've had many names colored. The list goes on. That's what it means. This is the new word that, people are calling themselves now. And then tether is nothing more than, tantamount to Sambo soldier, a coon who is foreign born. Now, in this video, it's hilarious to me. I'm going to explain to you why. But in this video, you have Tucker Carlson. They're talking about Byron Donalds, and Fishback is like, hey, it was made aware to me that Byron, doesn't even have a lineage that is a descendant of slave.
Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican. He is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery, not a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I find it hilarious that he's calling me, racist for saying that he's a slave, but he doesn't have any lineage of slavery, in his family. Yeah,
he called him a slave to his donors, though. See, that's the part that people not getting at. And we see that Amazing Lucas is big mad right now. He's mad. He's hiding it because I believe he has immigrant background or maybe even some tether wife.
So that's what this is all about. Now, Fishback also says that, hey, these people are absolutely American, right? And Tucker Carlson's going, yes, absolutely. I love these guys. I love this Tariq Nasheed guy and everything. They're really good. They're real fun.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything.
He said, I like those foundational Black American guys. They're so good. So good at spreading the message and delineating and separating from the bullshit. Yeah, we're real good at it. We're real good at everything. We're the greatest that ever happened to this fucking country. We are the nation. Of course we're great. We are the culture. Are you mad, Amazing Lucas, because they're giving credit to Black Americans because we are the culture? You mad because now other people are now realizing that these other blacks who they maybe thought was us ain't us, and it just hit them in the head like a ton of bricks, and now they can't help but to see the difference, and now they got a term to separate them like tether? You don't like that. Amazing Lucas don't like that. I don't know why. Y'all share the live stream if you're in here with me. Sister Betty, share the live stream out. Share the live stream.
They're real fun.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but I they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is.
I don't know what to say, but let me just be clear. This is not the flex that many people are making it to be. And I think this is emblematic of why we can't have nice things. All right. This is why we can't have nice things. Because people are following an FBI agent who is primary focus is to cause division. The individual, the FBI agent, according to court documents, I'm not saying it, but according to court documents, this alleged FBI agent has already told people, don't expect reparations, don't expect any tangibles, don't expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing more than denoting the lineage.
No, that is absolutely cap. One of the main forward missions for the Black Americans in America is to get compensation for the wrongdoings of our people over for at least the last 200 years. As a matter of fact, it should come in the form of restitution, or it could come in the form of reparations. Okay. So yes, but the reason the conversation has downplayed within the last 3 years is because we had foreigners like Brian Donaldson in our circles speaking on behalf of us, co-opting and downplaying the damn reparations, making sure that it don't get passed through. So what our people thought would be best for us to do is to delineate, separate the Americans from the non-Americans, the Aboriginal indigenous from the non-indigenous, the foreign blacks from the domesticated blacks, if you will. And so it was done in the form of delineation. And now that delineation has somewhat impacted the nation, I believe that reparations is the forward conversation and that it should be at the forefront of the topics. Absolutely. And I believe that it is. So Amazing Lucas is lying.
This alleged FBI agent has already told people, don't expect reparations, don't expect any tangibles, don't expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing.
Who said that?
People don't expect reparations, don't
He's calling Tariq Nasheed the FBI.
expect any tangibles, don't
CIA?
expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing more than denoting the lineage. That's it. And when you see Tweedledum and Tweedledee, these two demons, and they are demons, because they're big upping these people for mentioning, FBA and Tether, and like, oh, we've made it. I saw one post where this person actually said that. It was like, Negro, we made it. We did it. And this is why we can't have nice things, because instead of actually wanting empowerment, instead of actually wanting freedom, there is a group of these Black Americans who are nothing more than Sambo soldiers themselves, but they have managed to do mental gymnastics to try and act as if they're for Black empowerment, and they're about the Black people, okay? We really about Black people and everything. But in all actuality, they're nothing more than, Sambo soldiers.
What? So now he's saying that the grassroots, Aboriginal Indigenous, FBA Americans are now Stambos. So this is the conversation that is also being portrayed on social media and Twitter as well, which is the FBA to alt-right pipeline. So now they're saying we're an alt-right extremist group because now politicians is re-uttering our conversations. Now we're following different democratic groups because they're regurgitating our talking points. Lucas, you're half white. So what's happening is you're confused. You don't know which side of your perspective and your genetics is obviously giving you a challenge to show who you're going to show allegiance to. So what he said doesn't make any sense.
He's out of line, but he's right.
They want a pat on the head. That's what they want. They want acknowledgement.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated.
Instead of actual policy legislation, they want acknowledgement. And this is where we are. This is why we get, because they constantly want to complain about Democrats, right? The hustle is they're not for Republicans, but all the criticism is levied against Democrats. Bro, that's COINTELPRO. What are we talking about? A lot of these Negroes have already gotten the 7K check from Israel. We are.
So now he's saying a lot of the FBA is working for Israel. First of all, FBA is not even a political party. It's not even a political jargon. It just so happened to be in a conversation of a political party member that is running for governor in Florida, but it is not. First of all, it's a lineage. First of all, Mason Lucas is portraying to you guys, which he's lying right now, and he's trying to portray to the world that the lineage of 40 million Black Americans is somehow a group organization. Do you see what I'm saying? He's trying to twist the narrative as if Aboriginal, Indigenous / FBA is a group. No, it's literally exposing and expressing the lineage of the Black Americans here. Shedding light on their indigenous roots, on their aboriginality. This guy gives me clown, sellout, coonery vibes. And it could be the Caucasian mother genetics that was passed down to him coming out. He's acting like a alt-right member himself with the little patronizing undertones that he's doing, while also lying, might I add.
But all the criticism is levied against Democrats. Bro, that's COINTELPRO. What are we talking about? A lot of these Negroes have already gotten the 7K check from Israel. We already know that. Oh. But that's what they're doing. Oh, the Democrats this and the Democrat that and the Democrat this. And it's like, I don't get me wrong. The whole kente cloth with Nancy Pelosi, that's foolishness. But this is literally the same thing. This is a Fishback and Tucker Carlson.
Now listen, he don't like that they acknowledging FBAs. He don't like that they acknowledging the term tether, which is a separate term that separates the original Black Americans from foreign Blacks. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Let's get everybody to stop what you're doing, hit that Cash App and support the channel. And we do appreciate it, man. Support the channel that actually supports the movement. Shout out to all the real ones in the building. Drop a fire emoji in the building right quick, man. Y'all already know. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. As a matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to Tojo. Shout out to Chief Tojo for supporting the channel for the $5 Cash App donation. We do appreciate that. Shout out to Nate Badjaw. He said, drive, fam. Good build. I do appreciate that, family. I do appreciate the Cash App donation from you as well. Shout out to Nate Badjaw and Chief Tojo. Don't let them be the only two brothers that support this fire-ass live stream today. Go ahead and hit that like button, support the channel, and we're going to get right back into some more of this heat. If y'all ready to rock the house out, drop a fire emoji and let's go.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
I don't get me wrong. The whole kente cloth with Nancy Pelosi, that's foolishness. But this is literally the same thing. This is a Fishback and Tucker Carlson talking about FBA. I like those guys. And yeah, they're American. This is the same thing as Hillary Clinton and the hot sauce. All right.
First of all, no, it's not. All it did was use a talking point that obviously a lot of people is not even thinking about. And the everyday person like yourself and like obviously Tucker Carlson and James Fishback doesn't realize that there's a group of black people that's around in political government and in media portraying to be black Americans, speaking on the black Americans when they're not. And I believe that us shedding light on that would have never led to credence to other people like James Fishback and Tucker Carlson shedding light on it as well. And also delineation for the nation. It's going to be continue to be the part of the movement and the plan. But the topic of the conversation is reparations. We know that these people are listening. We know that they're taking heed to shit. So we know that certain things have to be lined up right. And we can't let goofy cornball sellouts like Amazing Lucas stop our motivation and our energy. They're not stopping nothing. He really not stopping nothing with what we got going on, family. We just getting started, y'all. Hit that like button. Drop a video. Drop a fire emoji. Hit that like button, fam. We need to hit them likes up. Let's put us in the algorithm right now. We're supposed to be up to like 130 likes right now. Okay, let's get it in.
And to further prove my point, you have Fishback who's talking about the biggest issue with the country right now is the great replacement and anti-white racism.
I'm here with James Fishback. He is a candidate running for Florida governor. James, what's something that is such a big issue in America that Republican politicians won't talk about?
The Great Replacement and white genocide, they're both real, and I'm running for Florida governor to stop it. It should not be this hard for Americans to exist in their own country. The entire premise of my campaign is that Florida is our home, America is our birthright, and we can never let them steal it from us.
And do I?
Well, first of all, as an American, as a true American, this is our birthright, and they are stealing it from our people. Now, not to second what he said, but to establish what I'm saying, we are the true Americans. This is our land.
I need to say anything about Tucker Carlson? Do I at this point? But what you need to realize.
And by the way, I'm not a Tucker Carlson fan, nor a James Fishback fan. You feel what I'm saying? I don't even know these guys. But the point of the matter is they're bringing up talking points about the grassroots, which means that they're listening. And he went on the record and said he got a call from the Foundation of Black American Society. So if you don't think that other conversation is being established, then I don't know what to say. But we don't even know what the conversation was like. We just know that obviously getting into that interview with Tucker Carlson, he was reiterating grassroots talking points.
Is that they know that these Negroes just want a pat in the head. They know that they don't really want reparations. They don't care about reparations. They don't care about, police reform. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about black women dying in the hospital. What they want is a pat on the head. They want, to be seen in the eyes of massa that, hey, y'all not like them people over there. You know that, right? You're special, okay? They want to be house Negroes.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made.
That's what they want to be. They want to be house Negroes. And that is what happened. That is case in point what has happened. The same group of people who constantly talking about, oh, they ain't never done nothing for us, are the same group of people who tell you to sit on the couch. Hashtag sit on the couch. These are the same group of people who don't know who the representatives are, don't know who represents them in Congress, much less the House or the Senate, don't know how basic civics, but they want to tell you hashtag cut the check. These are the same group of people that will attend a reparations rally with no one in any position of power attending the reparations rally.
Are you retarded?
What are y'all doing?
Well, what it seems like is that he has an issue with the foundational Black American talking point. Now, with Amazing Lucas going on his rant about why he didn't enjoy the talking points, and then pretty much went into why he don't like the perspectives of foundational Black Americans while taking shots at Tariq Nasheed, there was also other people reacting to this. And then also other people chiming in on this conversation as well, dealing with James Fishback and Tucker Carlson. So we're gonna get into a conversation from the homie Ant CEO. Shout out to Ant CEO. I don't know the nigga, but I think I went on his channel before, chopped it up with him. I like some of his content. Shout out to him. We're gonna get into some of his shit right now. Let's
Keys on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
All right, man. Shout out to NCEO. We're gonna get into a little bit of this conversation. Let's get into it.
You could be FBA and be a YouTuber, or you could work at Denny's, or you can work at DoorDash, or you could be a plumber. Like, it don't have nothing to do with your ideology, my nigga. And it's for anybody that's gonna watch this video when I upload it. Being FBA don't have nothing to do with how you think. It has nothing to do with your political affiliation. So when you make a point and you say,
right, you can't go sign up for it. You can't be it and then not be it when you don't want to be. Either you is or you ain't. You feel me? What I'm saying? It's a damn lineage. A Chinese can't say, man, I don't want to be Chinese, so I'm not Chinese. You can't do that. You are a damn lineage. Why the damn Chinese? You see what I'm saying?
FBA is a this to this pipeline. That doesn't make any sense, because you can't just be a FBA. You can't just become it.
So the guy right here, which is Antonio Speaks, did a video which I was going to react to, but by the time I made it home, he deleted it off of YouTube, probably because of the feedback. But the guy Antonio Speaks did an interview off of the Tucker Carlson shit, calling out FBAs as well. And like I said, this guy is a mixed breed Jamaican and Black American, which makes sense, man. A lot of these guys have these dual allegiances, and oftentimes they come off as coonish because they are coons with a dual allegiance. You know what I'm saying? Even mixed breeds shouldn't even be speaking for us. Foreigners shouldn't be speaking for us, and a mixed breed of a foreigner shouldn't be speaking on behalf of us. That protects the protection of the entire lineage. That protects the entire lineage. Because if you don't got nobody with a dual allegiances, you ain't got to worry about nobody having the allegiance with somebody else when we're already on code. So yeah, we shouldn't even allow mixed breeds to even speak for us. Nigga, straight up. Y'all can receive all benefits. You might got a mom or a dad that's Aboriginal or FBA. You can receive all the benefits, but you ain't gonna speak on behalf of the stuff. Straight up.
Not a group, it's not a clique, it's not no contract you sign, my nigga. It's simply from your birthright based on your parents, bro. It don't have nothing to do. So you already coming off the rails incorrectly, because you speaking as if like it's something that you just become. It's something that you just can say, okay, I'm this based on how I think. It don't have nothing to do with religion. It don't have nothing to do if who you date. It don't have nothing to do with who you vote for. It don't got nothing to do with none of that, man. So you already completely off with your generalization, because you about to give an example of one person. And
that's how they do a lot of times. That's how they often do a lot of times. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to NCL Cooking. Let's get to some of this video though. But before I do that, man, shout out to Roger W for the Cash App donation. Send in a $7 Cash App donation. We do appreciate that. Shout out to Roger W, man. We do appreciate the love and support. Also, shout out to Sister Bridget Robinson. We do appreciate the $5 Cash App donation. The sister said, cooking. Hey, man, you know, we cooking in the iron skillet today, man. Shout out to the Aboriginals, man. Shout out to my FBA family that's in the building. We do appreciate the love that everybody in the building got those fire emojis. Turn me up. Y'all go ahead and share the live stream. Hit that like button. Let's put this in the algorithm. But let's get right back to this heat.
I ain't gonna say I rock with him because I don't know him, but I like his mindset. I like the stuff that he be saying. But let's get into it. Let's keep.
Oh yeah, that's the homie Hood Smart. I fuck with Hood Smart.
It's in Black American skin.
See, when you Africans get to telling us Black Americans that we look like y'all, that really do be funny to me, because I really do believe that y'all think that other Americans can't tell the difference between us and y'all. And then y'all even with.
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga look African, and there's nothing wrong with looking African.
Bro, what the fuck is looking African? First of all, let me stop on right there. What is looking African? What is looking African? Because when you look at a Nigerian, he's an African, but he's look totally different than a South Sudanese person. And that same South Sudanese person looked totally different than the Somalian. And the Somalian, ironically, looked different than the Moroccan. And the Moroccan look, ironically, different than the South African. So what the fuck is the African look? See, this is that ambiguous, disingenuous term that he tried to throw in there. That was very disingenuous, by the way.
Usually being called
What? What?
You were hacked.
You're telling me it's
I'm
real?
sorry about the ads, my bad, y'all. Drop them fire emojis if y'all can hear me. But do y'all understand what I'm trying to say, though? Like, what is the look? What look is that you're trying to go for? You feel me?
What?
You look African is a definite flex. The whole world know that. Boy, ain't no flex being called African. What person you know that gets happy when they be called an African? Now forget that. What Black American you know that think is a flex to be called an African or say you look?
I do. I think it's a flex. Like I said, bro, South Sudanese people, they are the most gorgeous people in the entire world. But that
Boom. You see how he just debunked his goddamn self. He just exclusively named South Sudanese as a particular group and distinguishing them from other groups of African when it comes to their looks. So yes, you can distinguish Africans and other people, dumbass. This nigga just debunked himself. He's a fool.
that's that whitewashing. I don't know who this nigga. Sudanese people, they are the most gorgeous people in the entire world. But that's that whitewashing. I don't know who this nigga think he look like. You could go for African. All of us could go for fucking African, nigga. What's up with y'all? What?
Okay, so off rip, you completely wrong because you know damn well if you was to walk, if you were Black American, first of all, this thing, right? This is the
And none of these people don't look the same, is what I'm saying. None of these people look the same. So what is the African look, man? These guys just be, and these little young, dumb streamers are getting into these conversations when they don't even have no merit or substance to even put behind their damn talking points.
colors, different phenotypes, different bone structure, different nose sizes, different lips, different foreheads, different hairlines, different eye shapes, and all of that. So when you say you look African, well, that doesn't make any sense because Africa is the most diverse group of people. Africa is the most diverse continent on planet Earth, my nigga. So what you talking about? You look African. Because there's no distinction on what African look like. You have African.
Right. The reason Africa is diverse because motherfuckers is different. You can't have a diverse place with the people is the same. Nigga, they different. So what is he talking about?
That are light skinned. You have Africans that are dark skinned. You have Africans that have completely different phenotypes from each other. I can look at somebody and tell you're Somali based on their bone structure and their face, based on something they have sometimes, and it's not a diss. Sometimes
based off of their cranial structure. Man, they motherfucking heads be shaped funny as hell. And they teeth structuring is different. Man, I can spot them up. Man, I can spot a tether quicker than anything, man. I am the chief and commander of the Tether Task Force. Of course I can spot a damn tether.
they have longer necks. Sometimes they have bigger foreheads. Unfortunately, sometimes their hairline isn't the best. Sometimes their eye structure and their lips and their teeth is completely different, head structure and everything. So you sound dumb by saying, yeah, you look African, because that's the most diverse group of people on the planet Earth. And then to say that it's equal, well, you will be missing a whole different concept, because in Black America, not all Black Americans, but a good portion of Black Americans have European DNA, have American Indian have American Indian DNA. Some.
That's a Fendi fact. Shout out to NCL. As a matter of fact, majority of Black Americans, Aboriginal Indigenous Americans, are Aboriginal Indigenous people. Most FBAs are in fact, descendants of Aboriginal Indigenous people that was caught up with in colonialism, wrongfully fraudulently mislabeled, and then the rest is history. You see what I'm saying? Which is another reason we should get restitution, quote unquote, / reparations. How many of y'all agree with that right there? Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all agree with that. If you don't agree with that, put a doodle emoji in the chat. Let me see what a family mind's at right now.
Not all Black Americans, but a good portion of Black Americans have European DNA, have American Indian have American Indian DNA. Some have African DNA. So some Black Americans have a mix, a good amount of Black Americans have a mix of 3 totally different groups of people running through their blood. So you not even making no sense with that, bruh. Black Americans and Africans don't look alike from a mass scale. Like we just don't look alike. And you're right, it's nothing wrong with looking African, at least not to me. I don't think nothing is wrong with looking African. I think Africa got beautiful people all over the continent. Whether you're from West Africa, South Africa, East Africa, it don't matter. Africa got beautiful people all over the continent, bro. But you being disingenuous by just saying, yeah, you look African. Okay, what part of Africa? Because if you're going to say Black Americans look West African, well, what country from West Africa? Because, again, if you just say, yeah, y'all look African, well, then you would have to include East.
First of all, the term African, and I want to be very clear to the family that's listening. Y'all can Google this. Y'all can look the term up. The term African is a non-descendable term. Now, I want y'all to look up what the word non-descendable means. Don't take my word for it, family. I want y'all to look it up. Look up what the word non-descendable means. The term African is a non-descendable word. It literally strips you away from your lineage, heritage, and your nationality from which you're connected to through birthright. It literally strips it away, making it an ambiguous term that can be applied to anyone that they want to strip their nationality from. It is a word that it makes you non-descendable.
Africa and South Africa and Central Africa, and those people look completely different. The fact that you even said South Sudanese people are the best looking people on planet Earth, then by that definition that you just contradicted yourself on, you understand, not definition, but by that statement, you're contradicting your own point, because you know that there's a distinction with South Sudanese people and how everybody else in Africa look goofy. So you just destroyed your own talking point. Let's keep going though.
All of us can go for fucking African, nigga. What's up with y'all? What?
Y'all can lie to yourself all you want, but them features don't lie. Baby, y'all definitely African. Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Ant getting that chili. Channel monetized again. Shout out to Ant. Shout out to Ant. Trying to get my shit monetized.
Y'all can lie to yourself all you want, but them features don't lie. Baby, y'all definitely African. Y'all.
And this is what I mean, man. A lot of these FBA dudes, they love flexing the 20% of DNA that we have got through slavery. If you didn't know, on average, Black Americans probably have 20%. It's probably not even that high. It's probably way lower, but 20% is what it say on Google. Let's say you got a...
Bro, we don't got no fucking 20% African genetics. That is not what it's saying. It's saying 20% of Black Americans have similarity genetic markers found in Africa. You dummy. DNA cannot connect you to a landmass. When you take a DNA test, it's not going to tell you that you come from a country. It's going to tell you where your genetic markers are located within a geographical location, but it's only picking up on genetic markers, not where you come from. This is the fake assumption that they try to give you with these bogus ass DNA tests like 23andMe, which recently filed for bankruptcy and recently has a class action lawsuit against it for selling their goddamn DNA and data to China.
Very broad nose. Are you African? Let's say you got darker, real dark skin. They're going to use that as an insult. What is different from...
Who is they, bro? What do you mean they? FBA is not a movement. FBA is not a group. FBA is a lineage, bro. So you keep saying they. So when you say they, you said these FBA dudes. Like, you already talking from a place, and this is where the misconception come in and the lack of like real understanding that you got. And I already knew this conversation. I already could tell the video was going to be the video based on his opinions in general. He be with that Democrat stuff, right? And no, I'm not a Republican for you goofy niggas that's going to watch this video. But you already coming from a place of FBA is some type of ideology or movement. No, a movement will be delineation. Delineation is the problem that you probably have.
That's a Fendi fact. I've been saying that from the beginning up, and everybody that's on code knows that. The movement is delineation. FBA and Aboriginal Indigenous is not an ideology. It's not a movement. It's not a gang. It's not an organization. It's not a group. It's a people with lineage, culture, customs, traditions, inventions, and innovations. The only movement that our lineage is part of is delineation. I mean, shout out to the family in the chat, man. Hashtag delineation in the chat.
FBA is some type of ideology or movement. No, a movement will be delineation. Delineation is the problem that you probably have. But the problem is y'all correlate delineation with an actual lineage of people. That's the problem that you niggas got. Your issue is not FBA. Your issue is delineation. And if your issue is delineation, cool. That's fine. People are allowed to agree to disagree. Some FBAs believe in abortion. Some FBAs believe in homosexuality. I don't, but that don't change that doesn't change your lineage. And I wouldn't put the title on them to say, yeah, these FBAs do this. Like that don't have nothing to do with what's running through their blood, nigga. You talking about people's ideology. Your issue was with delineation, my nigga. Your issue not FBA. So you already just off the rails with your talking point. But again, let's keep going.
Let's say you got real dark skin. They're going to use that as an insult. What is different from that?
Somebody said ChatGPT write his scripts. Probably so.
Let's say you got real dark skin. They're going to use that as an insult. What is different from that in white supremacists? Y'all are y'all fucking dumb? But this is the talk.
Again, you talking about a certain type of person specifically. You're not talking about 45 million foundational Black Americans.
That's exactly what it is. It ain't like they trying to push a fake narrative that 40 million plus, or maybe more than that, I believe. The millions of Black Americans, aka Aboriginal Indigenous Americans, is a group. No. You're trying to make it like it's a movement. No. The only movement is delineation, which is what he has an issue with ultimately.
In white supremacists, y'all are y'all fucking dumb? But this is the talk.
Again, you talking about a certain type of person specifically. You're not talking about 45 million foundational Black Americans in America, bro. But let's keep going.
The point that you see so many of these FBA dudes have, and they really are delusional with it. And just even what we seen with Speed going to Africa, majority of Africans show love to us. They love us. And it's really the reciprocated back. What I noticed is that this is pretty much an online.
So we understand that a lot of this stuff is taking place in America has really affected a lot of these people. They're really mad. Now the conversation is hitting a big market. Trump is literally acting on our talking points. He's sending foreigners out of here because he knows that they have no value connected to them because we have delineated from them. The only value these foreigners have is when we attach value to them. And since we're delineating, they don't have any value. It's just that damn simple. And now we got Donald Trump literally in his own words, without using the term delineation, without using the term tether, he's literally acting and doing that in so many words. Matter of fact, let's get into the recently new TPS ban that was put out today by Donald Trump. Somalians throughout the United States now has TPS revoked. The TPS act and ban has been revoked, giving them till March the 17th that they will have to leave. As a matter of fact, let's get into the clip right now.
News to share with you on this Tuesday, as Fox News is reporting that the Trump administration has ended the temporary protection status for Somalis in the United States. We're taking a look here at a social media post courtesy of Fox News, and Fox News Digital saying this: the Trump administration is ending temporary protection status for Somalia, affecting several thousand Somalis currently living in the U.S. and several hundred currently living in Minnesota under the protection. Somali migrants with TPS will
Somali migrants, whether legal or illegal, have to go. They gotta go. This is a beautiful thing. Delineation for the nation. You understand me? Delineation is a must to save the integrity of America. And us being the true Americans, it's up to us to continue to stand on business, family. Somalians are out of here.
Will be required to leave the country by March 17th. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told Fox News Digital in a statement, quote, temporary means temporary. Country conditions in Somalia have improved to the point that it no longer meets the law's requirement for temporary protected status. That statement went on to say, quote, further, allowing Somali nationals to remain temporarily in the United States is currently and contrary to our national interests. We are putting Americans first. Bringing us out to a live image that we have of the White House over in Washington, D.C., as I continue to cite some more of this reporting courtesy of Fox News Digital. Sources tell Fox News Digital that there are 2,471 Somali nationals currently in the U.S. under TPS, with just over 1,300 in the country with pending TPS applications. The move comes as DHS continues ICE operations in Minneapolis, Minnesota, after a widespread, roughly $9 billion fraud scheme involving members of the Somali community plagued the state. Fox News Digital learned that an estimated 600 Somali nationals who are protected by TPS live in Minnesota. Now, Somalia was granted temporary protection status in 1991 as a result of an ongoing civil war.
Damn, so a lot of these people done had kids here and grew up here, and now someone came over here when they was born to say they're in their mid-30s. They gotta go, man.
In the African nation, President Biden lived in Minnesota. Now, Somalia was granted temporary protection status in 1991 as a result of an ongoing civil war in the African nation. Former President Biden most recently extended the protection in September of 2024. Now, the decision to end TPS for Somalia also comes a day after Minneapolis, the Twin Cities there, Minneapolis and St. Paul, sued the Trump administration after a historic federal immigration enforcement operation was launched by ICE and DHS. Last week, during ICE operations in South Minneapolis, a woman was fatally shot by an immigration officer as she drove her vehicle toward agents, prompting agitators to riot across the city and in cities across the U.S. Secretary Noem labeled the woman who was killed, Renee Nicole Good, a, quote, domestic terrorist, saying, quote, she weaponized her vehicle after blocking ICE agents on the road. Now, footage from the encounter shows an agent approaching Good's vehicle and ordering her to step out. And according to Noem, Good then attempted to run over the officer, prompting the agent to fire multiple shots into the car, killing the 37-year-old mother. Now, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is saying quite the contrary to that, and also telling ICE agents to get out of Minneapolis during a news conference that he held after Good's death. Governor Tim Walz there of Minnesota criticized DHS, posting to X that he saw the video and referred to Noem's explanation of the incident as a part of a, quote, propaganda machine. But we just wanted to bring you this breaking news coming out of the Trump administration, as they did confirm to Fox News Digital that they are ending the temporary protective status for Somalis in the U.S.
So what y'all think about that, man? What y'all think about that whole TPS act being banned, man? Banning the Somalians, man. They got to go. Somalians got to go, bro. It is what it is. I mean, they scamming, man. They're talking about $19 billion out of Minnesota alone. Those numbers could get into the hundreds. The hundreds of billions, might I add. Let me drop the link in the chat, man. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for anybody that want to come on. Y'all can hit the link real quick. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Drop your cities and drop your states right quick in the chat. Drop your cities and drop your state in the chat. I want to know where the channel is reaching out to at this time of night. I want to know where the notifications is tuning in from. Let me see where the family is viewing this at. Shout out to the family in the building. Also, family, support the channel, man. We're supposed to have the gang in here supporting the whole movement, man. Support the channels that support the movement, man. Where everybody at in the building? We'll be right back in just a second. Let's go.
I'm on the block with the snakes and the rats and the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came at Staggy. All of these VVs, now they blind. I know my persona, really enticing. Bet on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like it's lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I know the feds, they wanna indict it. Gun in my leg, I come invite it. Run on with drip, them boys are biting. She love with me, got her excited. She like that nigga, no stones on my ice. And I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I'm on the block with the snakes and the rats and the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came back striking. All these VVs, now they blind. No rubber song, really enticing. Bought on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like I'm Lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a touch for that money like Midas. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. They be the finest.
Make sure y'all go check out Bout Clothing. That is boutclothing.store. Go check out some of the official merch and the website, man. Leave a comment, leave a review. Get you some of that fire fly player merch. You already know the vibes, man. Hey, man, I did drop the link in the chat. For anybody that wanted to come on, man, y'all more than welcome to come on. The link is in the chat. Go and find that thing up in the chat. Georgia by way of Maryland. I know where the hell you from. I know where the hell you from. But yeah, man, I thought that was an interesting conversation. That obviously sparked mixed opinions on this whole situation. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm not a conservative or a liberal. I'm here to make sure that my peoples is getting prioritized first. That's it. And to making sure that our conversations, our needs, and our wants and our demands is being heard and possibly being met. You know, or potentially being met, might I say. That's it. That's my only mission for the Aboriginal Indigenous peoples, aka the FBAs. I'm here to advocate for our people. There's too many coons, there's too many off-code little bastards and heifers getting into our mix, speaking on behalf of us. There's too many goddamn tethers that's cloaking and rolling, trying to look and act and speak on behalf of us. And we got to amputate that. It has to be cut off immediately to save the rest of the body. It has to be cut off immediately to save the rest of the body. y'all got any questions in the chat? If y'all got any questions, go ahead and shoot y'all some questions in the chat. Let me know how y'all feeling. Shout out to LaCondra. Shout out to Drastic in the building. Peace and blessings. Hopefully y'all having a splendid night or evening.
No, wellness Baptist. My nephew, this goddamn great.
I
Shout out
appreciate
to
it.
Drag. Shout out to you, Bat. What's going on, brother?
Man, it's all love, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. How you feeling? What's on your mind, good brother?
Shit, man. Yeah, that dude. Shit, what you were just showing not too long ago earlier, man. That dude with the glasses, man. I mean, it's his channel good and all, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know if he had. I think he like full Jamaican or half Jamaican or whatever. But I know he said he got children, of course, from an FBA sister or Aboriginal sister or something like that. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this shit really done bit him in his ass, man, because I heard he actually deleted that video not too long after that. So
Yeah, he did. I was
crazy.
actually going to play the full video, but luckily I found somebody that did react to some of his talking points, and I actually had it lined up. I went back to look at it; it was deleted. I was like, "Oh, okay, he took that off of YouTube. He must have got a lot of bad feedback on that."
Yeah, man, he be talking about so-called black issues or he love his people, but it's just something about whether if you have Jamaican or you got some type of other type of descendant other than of indigenous American in your blood, man,
It's
you gonna feel
always
some type
always
it's something.
it's a dual allegiance pulling on him somewhere behind him. He's prone to having dual allegiance. Hell, he's mixed. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a dual allegiance. You're gonna be conflicted when both of your peoples is being brought up, and eventually he's gonna choose for you to pick a side. And we can't be in a position for you to choose the opposite side to stomp over us. We cannot allow that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's exactly, man. It's
Well
just
fucking
some
said.
it's something
Well
about
fucking
that.
said. Hey, listen, my nephew know what he's talking about because my nephew gonna lead y'all somewhere because I'm already before my nephew about to say what he said because I know my nephew's already it. Come on, the Baptist, that's why the fuck I named you there because I'm there. The fuck, Bap, they ain't ready,
Hey,
Bap.
hey,
Bap,
what's
they ain't
not?
ready, Bap. They not ready for what the fuck you really know.
Hey,
They ain't
grateful.
ready for what you really know, how we can really do this shit. They ain't ready, Bap.
I
Let
got
me
you,
just
but
say that.
grateful. Stop. Don't use so many F bombs for me, sister. I
Okay,
tell you,
my bad.
don't
My
use so
bad.
many
My
F
bad.
bombs for me. I
Okay, my
appreciate
bad.
the YouTube and algorithm and AI monitoring is very stiffler on these hard F bombs, which is why I try to remove some of my cursing. We got one of the OGs on the panel. We got my big brother, Yos, Lil Yos Rios. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, bliss, honor, and prosperity, to the panel, to the chat. Hope everybody doing all right out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you already know I had to stop through, but just know, man, I got you. But you already know the situation. And plus I had a death in the family that I got to deal with. So
Man, sorry to
but
hear that, bro.
yeah,
We
yeah,
pray.
yeah. But you already know. You already know I got you. I got you.
Sorry to
Don't
hear
even
that.
worry about it. It may not come when you want, but hey, like we grew up down south, it'll be there right on time.
Hey,
So
it'll be right
don't
on
even
time.
don't even
Always.
worry about that. Don't even worry about that. You
You
already know
popped
what
up
it
right
is.
on time as well. So you already know. Shout
Yeah,
out to everybody else. But yeah, man, I'm
yeah,
sorry for the death in the family too, man. My
yeah.
condolences
Appreciate it.
go out
Appreciate
to
it.
you and the family.
Yeah, my niece was keeping me, like in the window of everything that was going on. But you know, as far as everything that's just been going on, I saw what's the young kid over there in the UK, Adonis. I saw that he just did a
Yeah, he's over
reaction
there.
video. I saw like Ant CEO video where it got deleted while he was doing the live. That you was just I'm like, yo, sometimes people I feel like sometimes people bite off more than they can chew, and they should spend more time doing research because it's easy to get emotional on social media because I feel like that a lot of people are starting to learn. Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we here. We still here.
Oh, okay, okay. I feel like that a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about globally, are starting to realize that when it comes to the word black and the way that people use it on social media, they know when it comes to mainland America, we don't use it in the same light no more. So whenever you say black community and you start talking like diaspora and all these other colloquial terms that we ourselves don't use, leave that where it's at, because we don't deal with things that people say, quote unquote. Think about this. Have you ever been xenophobic? Can you think of a time where we have ever been xenophobic to one another? I really can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna come and take over your whole state, and you're gonna try and take over my whole state, because America is a country. Africa is a continent with countries inside of it. So people need to start realizing the difference between the two. And the other thing that
So can I ask you, Jose? Like, explain to the people what
I wasn't even
xenophobia is. No, like, so for me, xenophobia is someone that
That
doesn't
don't
really
like
want to.
someone in their ethnic group and their ethnic
right.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, there you go. Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's the same. It's the same. It's the same for me. Like it's not. It's not the same, because how many times have we grew up where we've had or ran somebody out? You know what I'm saying? Like out our hoods. You know, like out our districts or out our areas that were trying to come in and set up shop or do X, Y, and Z. Because you see it happen all the time.
Okay, I gotta
Those
step in one more time. Listen, Zeus, I hear you, but listen, I hear you, but doing my just walk of my life, right? The thing that I've gained through with so-called history that they gave us in my walking life is that no, persons is persons, right? Your person is what your person is, which is your person, your avatar, who you are, right? So it's not really what you are in your everyday life, it's what you have adapted to. So what that said called thing, the machine that you're going against and you're trying to battle me and you for, that's the issue. You're battling me against the same machine that has fucked everything over.
Watch the
So
F
for me,
bombs.
so it's a difference. Like
Watch
I'm
the F bombs. Watch the
oh
F.
shit. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay. Let
I
me be
said,
more mindful. Let me be more
Lysandra.
mindful. Let me be more mindful. Pardon self, my apologies. Let me definitely be more mindful. So yo,
Lysandra, I didn't even get to that. You cut me off before I could even get to like what you would. But go ahead, because I was leading up to that. But you put it like this: the energy within us has a way of resonating and moving us into what we were getting ready to speak to. Because
Now
I
go ahead.
was I was
Go ahead and
actually
get to
going
it.
into
Go ahead
that.
and get to it.
No. Because what ends up happening is it cuts off the energy before it could lead up to it. Because she was already ready to get to it, not realizing I was getting ready to get to it. But the reason why I don't want to get to it is because I want to get to this before we get back to that. So keep that in mind.
Nah, for sure.
No, no,
We
no,
got
no, no. Pinpoint what Lysandra was talking about, because this is why I came up here to talk about this right here, and I wanted to know if you've seen any information on this right here. This is me a while back. I ain't even gonna lie. I lie to you. I was challenging the AI system, because you know I got a degree in information technology, right?
yo, my bad. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you just said I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna lie to you. Why would you make that type of statement? You gotta
Because
explain that before you even go. No, because I heard you. Why would I even lie and I'm gonna lie to you because that's what you just
I
said,
didn't
my
say
guy.
that you lied.
Yes, no. You said that's what you do.
No, I
No,
didn't
no,
say I
no.
lied. I said I'm
Grateful,
not gonna lie
grateful,
because
grateful.
I
I
just
gotta
challenged the
hold
AI
on one sec.
system.
Hold
You
on one
are not
second,
letting
yo.
me finish my sentence to
No,
go
hold
where
on
I'm
one.
going.
Hold on one
So I'm
second.
gonna need you to just let me speak to Bap, and then if you got any rebuttal, come in later.
Nah,
Let me and Bap speak real quick.
shout out to my
Mano y
sister
mano.
Grateful.
You see what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
Grateful. She just a
And
little bit
then
off
I
that
respect
drink right
you to
now.
come in and rebuttal in a minute, cause it ain't gonna take that damn long. It really ain't, because I said that I challenged the AI system because I have a degree. Before you could even allow me to finish, you cut me off because I have a degree in information technology. So when we're
Yeah.
dealing with polymorphisms, algorithms, metadata, anytime you do a search in a search engine, whichever site has the most probable metadata, that's what they're going to put first. You don't always look at what's first because anybody can manipulate that. That's neither here nor there. But hey, Bap, this is what I wanted to bring to the table right here. Let me know if you've heard something on this. So I asked Chat GPT. Now I done asked a whole lot of, AI systems, but I'm just showing you what I asked Chat GPT. So I was like, so you're proving my point that it is impossible to read physically, and you need programs and software to make it easier, which can be exploited by cyber actors. What am I talking about? About DNA. And guess what Chat GPT told me? And I'll share the links with you in the back chat, by the way. It said in 2026, scientists acknowledge that the transition from physical DNA molecules to digital computer files introduces significant security risks because it is physically impossible, keyword, for humans to manually read the billions of genetic markers required for modern ancestry analysis. Software has become a necessity that cyber actors can indeed target. You want me to read that again?
Man, read it one more time. They might have went over their head.
And this is all going into the whole FBA and everything that Buddy was talking about, going into our genealogy and all of these different simulations that we've been going through. Social media, TikTok,
Nah, that's a fact.
YouTube, people
Break.
putting out videos.
Read that one more time for us, big
Then you
brother.
got
Yo,
Tucker
before you.
Carlson and the white media
I don't think Yos can hear me.
getting ready to start using the terminology that a lot of the FBAs done put out.
Yeah, he can't hear me.
And it's all going to go back to DNA. So that's why I wanted to share that.
Nah, can you hear me though, Yos?
If you got any questions, because I can
Yeah,
share the links, and I'm going to put the links in the back real quick. Give me a second.
yeah, Yos, you can't hear me, can
Because
you?
one of them is coming from the University of Florida.
Oh, I gotta kick him out the studio. He can't hear me. He gonna have to come back. Yos, come back. You can't hear me. I was trying to respond to you, but you dropping some heat. Come back so hopefully you can hear me when you come back. We got 111 True Searcher in the building. Peace and blessings.
What's up, bro? Salute. What's going on?
What you got going on?
Shit. Got off work and shit. Just got done cooking. Feel me? That's it. About to go pick up my son, tapped in, listen to the live and shit. I mean, stuff. Sorry about that. Good show. Glad to see that the government's starting to pay attention to what we're saying, so hopefully they can put forth action to help, get this thing under control.
And get remedy. We need remedy.
Yeah, definitely need remedy, bro.
Yeah, we need remedy.
Definitely do.
I like that word. I like that word, bad. That was very healing. That was a healing moment for y'all. If y'all ain't catch that, that was a healing moment. Remedy for yourself.
Hey, yo, you back with us? Let me see if you can hear me.
Yeah, mic check.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Cool, you with us? You was dropping that heat though, but I did want you to read that paper one more time dealing with AI and the DNA analysis. One more time for the people. You feel what I'm saying? Before you read that, shout out to Trayvon for supporting the channel, aka Supernova. Shout out to Supernova and the $5 cash out donation. We do appreciate that. Shout out to the big homie Supernova. We do appreciate the love and support, man. Thanks. Yo,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear. I'm gonna turn your mic up. Go ahead and read that for us one more time
All
for the
right,
people
all
that
right.
didn't get to hear that.
Now this is just me doing a preconceived, like research of Chat GPT because like what a lot of people don't realize, mic check, just to make
Yep,
sure, because I
yep, yep.
might
You good?
yeah, I might get cut out again, is that you have to challenge the AI because the AI is only using the metadata at the top and building a synopsis to build down to some of the lesser, you know, links that's within this search engine. Now, everything isn't on the World Wide Web yet. Some of these things you do still have to go to libraries to get. And the reason why I know this is because when you click certain links, they want you to log in. Now, what I did was this right here, and I'm gonna say it again. I said, how can scientists sequence millions to billions of people's DNA without computer science? And this is what Chat GPT told me. And you can remix
My
this.
bad, Nova the star. My bad, Nova.
You can remix this 1,000 different ways. It says, peep this now. It says in 2026. This is the key word, in 2026. So this meaning January. We're not even in February yet. Scientists can sequence large numbers of people efficiently because of computers. Wow. You want me to say that again? Scientists can sequence large numbers of people efficiently because of computers. Peep this. But it's physically impossible to sequence billions of people manually. You want me to read that again?
Nah, I think they said enough. So, in other words, they never been able to fully read and break down DNA. They've been
Nope.
using AI from the giddy up.
They've always been using artificial intelligence to break down and manually manipulate the numbers and all the sequences that they got. Even when
Right.
you're looking at things that they get from anthropology, because according to the Office of Management and Budget, socio-political constructs is neither what? Scientific nor anthropological in nature. So whenever you start hearing people use the word African American
Hey,
or they use the word Native American,
I
yeah.
gotta step away for 2 seconds to get the kids straight. Hold it down for me. I'm gonna let you
All
hold it
right,
down. You cook.
all right. So when you hear people use the word African American or you hear people use the word Native American, you already know those are socio-political constructs. You know, like even back during the tribe up days, like Billy Goat and a lot of, like our other brethren had been breaking this shit down. African American, um, Black American, a person. It doesn't say a people, a person of the black racial groups of Africa. What are the black racial groups of Africa? That's a whole continent. They don't have black racial groups. They're trying to take you away from you being in America. Now, peep this right here. It says the physical limit of manual sequencing. Without computer science, mic check, just make sure people can hear me. Scientists use the
Yes, carry
Sanger.
on.
Oh, can you hear me, sis?
Yes, yes, yes. No, carry on. I'm very invested. I'm invested. Let's
Oh,
go.
okay. They say without computer science, scientists use keyword. I'm gonna say it again. The Sanger method. The Sanger method is manual version where DNA is sequenced by hand. Now, if we break down the Sanger method, that's going to be a whole nother level of going into another equation. But just keep that in mind, because if you want to hear about the Sanger method, we can get into it. Another thing is reading by eye. This is why it makes a whole lot of sense, because a long time ago I told y'all, like when we were part of the Tribe Up days, everybody knew I was like a sketch artist. My profession was to do it with graphite, but I learned how to use, like colored pencil, what I'm saying, to do like hyper realism and stuff like that when it comes to like doing sketches and stuff. So reading by eye. And for a lot of people that do forensics, they couldn't hire enough people. So what they did was they went out and started hiring people that did photography and people that were good with doing sketches, paintings, et cetera, et cetera. So things that you
And
would,
hey, my bad.
am I breaking
Because
up?
no, but can I just ask you one question?
Yes.
This is important. This is
Hmm.
important for us that for me that I am
Yeah.
also one that I'm very a schoolie, right? I call myself a schoolie. When I say schoolie, I mean yes, my parents, yeah, you got to do this, you got to go follow this, right? But I'm very much
Hmm.
so outside of that, right? So when
Yes.
you speak of this, right, and you
Hmm.
say you have to follow this line, where is
Hmm.
it in any of that what was given that I didn't just make my own line, my own sketch, my own stitch? You see, you also follow when they give you the cartoon part self. You know what I mean? Stitch, follow, type, type waves, type
No,
vibrations.
what
Like,
I'm saying is, grateful is whenever you're at the ability to get beyond the stencil and stitch part, where you have the shell and you have to learn how to shade. Basically, like a concept that a lot of law enforcement agencies were using whenever they do those type of drawings, when they asked the victim to explain the person, and then you had to sit there and they was like, oh, he had a slanted the almond eyes, his nose was kind of like this, and it was a flat right here, he had broad lips. You see what I'm saying? Like the compository sketches and things of that nature. Paying attention to detail. And I'm glad you said that, because that was going into my next point, and that was the reading of the eye, and that was part of like a lot
X.
of forensics, being able to
Well,
read
hold up.
from the eye.
Not only hold up. We're gonna get back to the history of what we are. They always told you to follow the eye. They say look up, look someone in the eye. The eye and eye, you will speak to someone else's aspect of who they are, and they also are eye and eye on you. So when we talk to a person, you got an eye and eye because you're lining up to the said person in front of you. You can't if you not that, then you not others. We have always been eye and eyes. And this is time I know my Bapperton is gonna lead the way. Cause he understand the eye and eye. Like, listen, they gave us this, they transferred this, they add this motherfucker here, they added this person here, they did a wop 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 wop, get lit. You know what I'm talking about?
Right,
I'm gonna be
right. See,
quiet. I'm gonna be
yeah,
quiet. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Is
yeah,
this
and that's
2020? 2026.
that's why we talking
It ain't no
about
more of that
the
shit.
physical
We
limit
advance,
of
we advance
manual
like a motherfucker. We been
sequencing of
advanced.
DNA.
Motherfucker, we gave, hold on, let me just say this. We gave them our story and they repeated our shit, but we already knew who was above that shit. Catch on. Catch on. Bapperton. I need for my Bapperton to take this shit away from me. I'm still here, but I'm just saying, I ain't going nowhere. Saying. My bad. I go with the tangents. Yep. Call me. Yes, I do drink. Yeah. But I ain't never wasted, because I ain't never waste my time with no motherfucker. Ain't never waste my time to want to be greatness. Catch on to that shit. Follow. My bad. Baptins. Oh, y'all want to be preached to? Yeah, this is where y'all need to get. My bad. My bad.
You done? You done, Grace? I'll let you keep going if you need to.
Well, no, that's my motherfucking nephew. What you talking about? I'm never not going nowhere. I gave him that. I've been seeing it when the fuck I came on. I'm her for real in real fucking life.
Yeah, I believe you.
I'm a Bapperton too, but I'm a more. Yeah, that's just my last name though. But I been baptized the motherfuckers. The motherfuckers ain't know how I baptized their ass until after the fuck I was gone. That's the Baptist too. A Baptist leave your motherfucking ass in your darkness when you thought you punched me in the darkness. Oh, you thought you did me dirty? Nah, motherfucker, you did yourself dirty. That's the Baptist.
Hey
Baptist
man, he already
always that
told you to
shit.
watch the language. He trying to
Oh
get
shit.
monetized.
That's why I
My
let her
bad.
go
But
because
he
she done
already
forgot that
monetized
fast.
though.
And then
He
you
already
cussing
No,
your
monetized.
apologies. That's
you keep
crazy.
cursing.
My bad, but he already monetized.
No, he's
But
not.
you keep
Oh no,
cursing.
he
He ain't
is.
monetized.
No,
No,
he's
listen, he
not.
is. You
He
know how
trying
many
to get
podcast people I be on
monetized.
Man,
here
go on
and they be
somewhere
saying,
with that
yeah, he
universal
already
soul
monetized.
sister
He will. He
BS, bro.
will.
Like,
He
no,
Now you
he's
see
will.
not.
why he gave me the floor to keep going, and you just keep cutting me off.
It's
Okay,
Come
in
I'm
on,
your
quiet
just
apology,
then,
you
but he
cussing. That's
will.
crazy.
Okay, I said I'm be quiet, but he will.
no. He's not well because you've been cussing the whole time. You've been on a tangent for almost 10 minutes, just cussing, and that's my info about and this and this and this. And he said, "Hey, slow down on this and this and this. Oh, I drank. I do this. We ain't said nothing. That's why I said like." Stay like you gotta steer clear from the chat. You know what I'm saying? So like going back, I was talking about reading by the eye, because everybody know like I can physically sketch. Like if you need a sketch or something like that, just hit your boy up. I still sketch, but I just don't do it at the magnitude where you would see like other artists out here doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still trying to learn on the digital sketcher. But let's get into it. So, like with the reading by the eye, you know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about is like the scientists, they're looking for like the X-ray film. Like we're talking about like stuff like an audio radiogram or something that's manual, you know what I'm saying? Like the letter ATCG based on the position of like dark bands and stuff like that. So like whenever you're looking at like fingerprint analysis and stuff, just being able to use your physical eye to see these type of analogies and forensics. And then you also have like mathematic failures. But you know what? Man, fuck that shit. Cause I'm on grateful time. I
Nah,
had to
bro.
say my
Y'all can't be on that, man. Come on, man. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying, because that's why I said what I said, but I'm gonna keep going. But pay attention. Pay attention. I apologize to the chat. I had to get mine out because I'm not gonna be on that time. So you got the math of failure. That's something that I was looking in because it took like 13 years as they opposed to it and thousands of scientists to sequence one human genome in the 1990s. How many of y'all can recall that? It taken 13 years and thousands of scientists to sequence one human genome in the 1990s. Truth, when you get a chance, like Google that real quick. I
what
know
you
you
say,
might I
bro?
know you might be on your phone, but don't worry about doing
No,
it
I
out
ain't
now.
on my phone. I'm cooking, man. What you say, bro?
Um, Google 13 years and thousands of scientists that it took to sequence just one human genome in the
Yeah,
1990s.
that's in the Human Genome Project. Yeah,
Can you remember like when you was pretty much like explaining a lot of that stuff? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But you know,
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
we was called all type of names because we went down
Name,
that
yeah,
rabbit hole.
yeah. A lot of the
So
the
I
the
don't even
races,
do it no more.
yeah, a lot of those racist scientific pseudo names that we don't use no more, like Negroid and stuff like. That's why when I hear people use those words, I'm just like, oh man, look. They still using these obsolete terms that they don't even use no more in science. But when you go back and you research it, you gotta use it. You see what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah,
when I hear the word Native American, it make my fist ball up because I'm used to saying American Indian, if that makes sense.
no, it
But
makes sense.
yeah, but another thing that people don't realize is that I always ask, like, what can scientists do without computers? And remember what I was just talking about DNA fingerprints. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the direct comparison. These are other things that you can do without it. Now, this is just talking about forensics. We're not talking about ancestral DNA at this point. We're talking about forensic analysis, fingerprints, iris, and then going into your DNA, your blood after you die.
Right,
And then the people that's around you, because at the time I was working at the counterterrorism center.
right.
So we were dealing with a lot of forensic analysis of people where we had their iris scans and their fingerprint scans, and then we had their DNA. DNA can take you a long way because what a lot of people don't realize is that for a lot of these people in these third world countries like that, guess what? Truth,
What's up, bro?
just like them Somalis, they have a lot of inbred things going on.
Yeah, you
You know,
find
they
that
they marry they
in
marry
a
their
lot of their
cousins.
cultures. That's
Yeah,
why they look deformed
the
and
form.
crazy.
Exactly. And that's why they have a lot of deformities in these third world countries because they were not able to properly and right divide their different tribes and sects up the way that they need to. And it's the same in different parts of Africa too.
Well,
And
nigga, the
it's
way you speaking
Yeah.
right now, nigga, you're a part of that motherfucking Africa too, cause your ass is divided and fucked up as well. My bad.
Joe, why
I
yo
didn't.
drunk at, bro? Like you think that's funny? Like you lucky I
yeah,
ain't got
like
control. I'd
why
have been
you
What?
booted your
Are
cluck
you? Are
ass
you
up off of here,
serious?
bro.
Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
serious? How
serious.
he just said what he said? You can't be that. In you listen, y'all cold.
How
Let me
many
tell you how
times
I
you
we
didn't
gonna have
I
to
cold.
didn't
tell
say
you to
anything
stop
wrong.
cussing
I
Y'all,
on
said
y'all
your
cold. Let me
stuff?
instant.
tell you how you cold. You cold because you are sitting over here talking about somebody else, right? So I'm gonna tell you
Ain't
something
nobody
different about.
talking
Let
about
me.
We
nobody.
ain't
We
Yes,
just
talking
yes,
told
you
you
about
be
are.
nobody
watching your
else.
Yes,
language.
What are you
it is.
talking about?
Like what you
I
Grateful.
didn't
mean?
curse. I didn't
Watch
curse.
your
How many?
I
language.
did
Yes,
not
you
curse.
did. All
No, I
right,
Yes,
didn't.
so we didn't
I
hear
said,
you,
let me
right?
tell you how y'all are talking about somebody else. We, as an original
we are
people,
not talking
never
about somebody else.
downgraded nothing.
It's
We're talking
We
about
hard
don't
not to
downgrade
DNA.
cuss
people.
you out right now, and I'm being restrained,
We don't
and you
downgrade
just keep
Why
people.
are
rolling
you
it out,
so
bro. Like, what are
attested
you
by what
on?
I'm saying?
We have never downgraded people, and we understand how they have downgraded us. That's how
Man,
come we
Bap, I
really
hate to
we
say,
don't
bro,
do
this
it.
video
We
is
don't
gonna
like to
be
do it.
You
Now,
know
gonna
what?
when
go
we do it
against your
amongst our real
monetization. Cause I'm
family,
about to cuss
people
this
we know
cluck
it,
ass
yeah,
bitch
we'll do
out,
that.
bro.
We do never
Grateful.
downgrade. Listen,
Grateful.
we are never evil. I'm not of
Grateful.
evil people. I'm not of
We're
that
not
type of
talking
people.
about evil. We're
Yeah,
talking
you
about
did.
no, I didn't. You are
Man,
being
Chief, how you
triggered.
dealt with this stuff so long, Chief? Man,
You
come
are
on,
being
give us
triggered
some
by something
pointers,
that I
gang.
ain't even get a chance to finish.
Give us some pointers, Chief, man. Cause boy, hey,
Like what the hell? Like I ain't even get a chance to finish. Like me being prime military, learning all this, it's like, are you serious? And this is stuff that I want to like show everybody. It's not that hard to learn these type of technologies. It's the simple fact that people take with a grain of salt a lot of these studies that get published in these hospitals or in these scientific journals without realizing that it's always someone on the back end that's part of a corporation. that
No,
helps
no, no.
to.
Yo, so you gotta make that make sense because you said studies, publications, and how do you make that make sense? If you're listen, if you're in the field and you're walking this way, how do you adapt to a so-called ledger of someone else's
It's not a
writing? If you
ledger.
say
It's bodies piled up.
so, okay, so
Grateful.
tell your
Listen to what I'm
okay. So what is
saying.
your story
I
then?
was
What is
Operation
your
Iraqi
story?
Freedom and
No,
Enduring
no, no,
Freedom.
not hold
They
up. We're gonna
had
not
bodies
throw
piled
the book
up
out.
that they
Throw the
wanted
book
us
out.
to figure
Listen,
out because
my
these
God,
were unknown
any one of us.
people.
Okay, so
They had
we're
to put
all
them in a
people.
database.
So we're
They had
all
to put them
people.
in a.
So if you're a
Listen to what
person
I'm
and
saying.
you
You ain't
hold a
even
purse,
listening.
then
No, because you
how
need to
much are you gonna
listen. You
adapt to
want
the
to talk, but you're
story
not
that you're not gonna
listening.
talk your
They
truth?
put these people's information in a database. Listen to what I'm telling you. These people
You
were
said,
prisoners
and
of
listen, you're
wars.
not talking about
They put
you.
their
You're
information
not.
in a
Hold on, hold.
database. The
I
same way
zapped her
that they
ass.
have
Don't
our
see him, bro.
information in a database.
Appreciate you,
All our
Smoke.
information are
Man.
in databases. The only difference is these people died. They have their blood samples, they have their iris. If it survived the explosion, they have their fingerprints, they have their DNA. They can tell if these people touched X, Y, and Z. Because my whole point was to get back to what Bap whole live was about, but you keep butting in and WB frogging with the cane, and we can't even get back to it. I'm still stuck on DNA. And I just wanted to get back to what he was talking about. With Buddy that was talking about us, or talking about FBA, or talking about this, that, and the third, and how they're synonymous with the alt-right and X, Y, and Z. I'm just trying to point out other portions of what they getting ready to start talking about. And I can't even do that. That's why BAP gave me the floor. I wasn't getting away from nothing. I was gonna correlate all this back, but here we are almost 40 minutes in, and I ain't even made no adjustment to nothing. Still talking about DNA. I wasn't even trying to be on DNA this long. Cause I know Truth Love talking about DNA. I just wanted to give him some substance to some of the stuff that I found. So, Truth, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the floor if you don't mind, and I'm gonna finish up on this part right here on how I killed Chat GPT. Mic check, if you can still hear me. If everybody's
Nah.
still there.
Nah, we can hear you, bro. We hear you loud and clear, man.
Mic check, mic check.
Now that they clicked the clock off, you feel what I'm saying?
Guess I must have failed off.
No, you good. You can't hear? Hello? Oh, your stuff messing up, boy.
Truth.
What's
AB.
what's up, Chief? What's the word, bro?
Smoke. Think Grateful in the back. Shit, man. Chilling,
Keep
man.
up back
Chilling,
there.
man. What everybody doing, man? Y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, we can hear you. We gonna be great if you keep her back there.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
I can't hold her back. I can't hold her cracking down for too goddamn long. What's
Man,
up,
hey,
Chief?
look, man, do this like Buddy channel, man. Nigga, I'm about to cash out $10, man. Keep up back there on the 24-hour timeout.
Goddamn, Grateful.
Yeah,
Niggas got
man.
a hit out on your ass.
I mean,
Oh man. She kept back told her to watch the language. She keep cussing, talking over people like, man, like it ain't even that people don't like her, bro. But like, man, that stuff start getting belligerent, man. We can't keep enabling the BS, bro. Like real talk. We ain't gonna get nowhere. We gonna waste like an hour and a half screaming, man. But I got time for that, man. I'll jump down, man. Nigga, I gotta work tomorrow.
Lil Yo said he dropped, but he's still on the panel. Nigga, how you dropping? You still on the panel?
so I think this is interesting. I haven't really watched the video. Uh, I think it's interesting though. This guy Fishback, James Fishback, and as well as Tucker Carlson. I mean, at this point, though, it I don't even know why people are surprised at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this I was surprised. I'm still surprised about Taharka Bay slow ass. You know what I'm saying? And at
But you
some
know,
point,
he been like that for a while, Chief. He a goofy.
bro. But I just feel like at some point, it ain't niggas ain't slow. You know what I'm saying? He's been around too long. He's seen too much information for him to be slow on the Native American concepts or just anybody that's still talking African American and any of that, bro. And like, come on, at this point, bro, if you ain't checking the temperature in the room and what's going on, bro, something wrong with you. You are a paid agent. You understand? I'm gonna call him a little slappy though. So I don't pay little slappy no attention. I don't pay a lot of these people no attention. We don't need no validation from Fishback him. We need restitution. We need restoration. Because the the irony of this is, and it's just for me, you know, y'all know how I get down, that these Slavs here who benefited from the same scheme that these immigrants, they wouldn't be able to use it or do it if these people hadn't enabled them and showed them the way how to keep doing it and taking from the American people. So I'm just gonna say that off the top. I don't. It's crazy that an immigrant is calling out another immigrant. Oh, you just been here this long. Well, y'all just got here too. Tucker, Fishback. So I just want that to be clear. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you know, no. However, the Democrats have used niggas too long, y'all. I understand we got to be with nobody, but right is right, wrong is wrong, and we don't have to. Two things can happen. We don't have to deal with the Democrats who are not working with us at all. Doesn't mean that we have to be a Republican or we have to do anything like that. But when we doing business, who's doing business with us? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But the
you some
thing,
niggas
but
too
this the
goddamn
problem though,
emotional.
Chief. Look,
Some
P
niggas too
gang.
fucking emotional though. Y'all too emotional about voting, and then oh, you're not voting. That means you're not doing business. You still not commercing. You still you come on, bro. Niggas don't want to be held accountable, fam.
I
That's
think
cool.
that
Get
I
at the
think
kitty
that
table.
play a
I
part
don't
though
speak
in it though.
on here for the men and women. You know what I'm saying? Get at the kitty table, but don't speak for people if you ain't ready for this. That's just me, bro. When I hear too much talking, and I tune out, I'm good. Tired of y'all talking. What y'all doing? If it don't apply to you, let it fly. Let that shit
On
fly.
me.
For real. But if it is, you know, I don't know.
Put the shoe on and walk them
Yeah.
out, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, man. You know, as far as that, man, and like, you know, man, like a lot of people do come on here, man, just to have a good time. I think we got, you know, I just got patience for, you know, our people.
I got patience for our
Great.
people, but it's certain stuff, nigga, man. I done ran out of patience on, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, I
Fuck,
feel you.
forget all that. If I cuss, and every 5 words in a sentence is a cuss word with me. If I can watch what I say, you know, it's like this. If you step in my house and I be like, "Hey, take your shoes off. Don't come across my carpet with your shoes on." I'm gonna kick you out because now I think you playing with me. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna lie, like everything been on the downhill because we just been not checking stuff we should have been checking years ago. Have we been putting stuff like that in check, bro? We probably would be off a little bit more, like as far as like what we've been building on. We probably be way more ahead than what we at, man. We stagnant right now. It's the same thing, bro. We get online, talk, whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. And like I told people like a year and a half ago, bro, the crazies that took over the Aboriginal community. Everybody was like, oh man, but look,
Well, I don't think that's
it,
true.
man, yeah, bro, it is because at the end of
I
the
don't
day,
think,
some people don't belong on panels, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They
but
don't belong.
hold on, but they open panels, and y'all can't tell me that if it's thousands of us, tens of thousands of us, right? Y'all think this is not the community? It's millions of us that are Aborigines. I don't care if you identify yourself as an African American, black, or foundational. Black American, Moorish American. None of that matters to me. I don't care what you. None of those names. I don't
Facts
care about none of that. That's kitty talk when we talking about getting power.
on me.
I don't care about that, bro. Like we've already discussed this, dude, bro. So a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
what.
times, man,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
what's up, Billy Goat. I'm back, everybody.
Rios.
Yeah,
This
bless
what I'm
up.
saying, though, Yos. Like
No, no, you
people.
good. You good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Some of us, man, got shit to do. Like we ain't got time. So no, I don't want it to be like the crazies done took over, bro. It's always been crazies in there, man. People that's responsible. We got shit to do. We ain't got time to be on here with the crazies all day and all night. You
We don't
understand what I'm
even
saying?
want to be on here no more, though. I'm gonna
I
keep it a
mean,
buck, bro.
but we all got
It's
channels.
getting to that.
We all got
Yeah.
channels.
But the thing is, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like how you just said,
So you say stagnant
I
though.
don't
You're not
I don't
stagnant. I'm
have
not stagnant. Listen though,
no.
you're not stagnant. I'm not
But
stagnant.
we not talking about individuals though,
No,
Chief.
but that's what I'm saying though.
We
We talking about as far as these channels and all this other stuff, bro.
we talking about as a collective, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like it's certain
Ain't no
sectors.
collective though like that.
I say the collective, bro.
Because
And the
you
thing,
got a bunch of people running around here talking about they was not Aboriginal, they was Indians.
and
People running around here saying that
and
they
look, guess what?
CBA and they not Indians.
Hey, hey, you know what?
It's a whole lot of chaos going on right
Hey,
Yeah,
now.
but
but
look,
fuck they
but look,
chaos. Nigga, daddy, when men walk in, the kids sit down. When
And that's
everybody
how
sit
it
down,
should
we ain't
be, but
arguing
that
with
it
nobody, bro. I'm not
it
about to
been
argue
happening
with
like that.
nobody, bro.
Yeah, it's just been a whole lot of
We're not
chaos
arguing with
going on.
nobody. That's what a debate. Who?
Right.
For what? What we talking about? We're gonna debate shit, bro. Come on, it's entertainment. So you want to be entertained? Cool. Let's do that. But if you're saying that you serious, come on, bro. We know who's serious. We know who's not
Right.
serious. That's cool. But now I don't want that to be like this the Aboriginal community because you know when you say that
But
word,
the other
you
thing
start
too
talking
is
about then
Chief is
you
this right
gotta
here.
you yeah and then
You
people be
don't want
like
to think people just are like selling stuff is being serious because like you always pop out. You know, like when Truth got a chance, he'll pop out. You know, Bap, y'all pop out. Like y'all show up. You see what I'm saying? So it's all
but the
about like
community don't
the whole
show up.
show and prove.
The people don't show up.
Exactly. And that's the one
Ain't
thing that I
nobody showing
wanted
up
to
for
and
us.
that's the one thing that I wanted to speak on too is that we got to get to a point where the community does show up because like back in the day, like if you remember Chief, like Tribe Up, like when we had like them
Oh no,
calls,
even with that
you
though, we
know what
was
I'm
letting
saying?
new
Like
niggas come
if
in and then they wanted to take over
they
Tribe
want
Up.
to
Oh,
take
I
over.
came over
Yeah,
Tribe
yeah.
Up.
That's what I was
This,
about
that,
to
and the
say.
third, and I did all
It
this.
was a lot of stuff that should have been handled a different way, but it never got handled that way. And you're right. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
a
Because
lot of good
everyone
people
had a
not around
difference
because of
of
the
appearance.
bullshit. Yo,
Yeah,
there's a lot of good people not around because of the
and Chief, that's what I'm saying,
exactly,
bro.
Chief.
Hold on.
But I'm still here.
What I'm saying
Truth
is
still here.
you right up now, bro. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And Chief is right in what he's saying, bro. And the reason,
I'm too.
come on, man. Hey, look, bro. I'm trying to get this out.
No, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead, go
being
ahead.
dead ass serious right now.
Me too.
It's a lot of good people not around right now because of because of the
The
BS,
bullshit.
bro.
Yeah.
Because of the BS that's been going on lately, and that has allowed people to come in and take from the collective. And then now they got their own spin on the collective that has separated something that's supposed to be unified. We was unified about the fact that we was on some our people in America trying to link up, and we got shunned by the Pan Africans. We weren't even really coming at their neck at first. We was coming at them like, you right. We was all on four corners of this earth, and this our corner, and they shunned us, and we unified that. But the BS that done went on, that allowed the separation and the sub-clans amongst something that's supposed to be a collective and unity. And lately, in our sector, even though shout out to BAP for keeping what he got going. You feel me? Shout out to Smoke for allowing the platform for what's going on.
Yeah, smoke been
But
doing it. Yeah.
it's been a lot of I'm guilty of it too because I got to a point where that 1 foot out the door was like, oh well, we gonna be on some nigga stuff. Then hey, let's be niggas. And I'm gonna come in, I'm a clown. I done fell into the booby trap. You feel what I'm saying? But
You
deep
don't think it's a
down, bro,
place for that though?
But deep,
for that though?
it is, bro. But that's all that's been going on. And the thing is, bro, like I say, is no disrespect. Everybody's voice is important. But the voices that's been going on, not all, but some of the voices that's been going on the panels don't deserve to have a place for their voice because they not talking about nothing. They chaos.
Nothing at all.
And then
Yeah.
it throw your energy
Straight
off and you
poison.
get into chaos. You feel what I'm saying? And that has stagnated the collective of what our sector. You feel what I'm saying? Just keeping it a buck, bro. And like I say, I'm guilty of the BS too, bro. I'm gonna be real. But I be trolling because I be knowing these niggas don't be knowing what the hell they be talking about. So I'ma troll them because they come in like they teach a nigga something and like they know something. And I know more about the stuff that they kicking and I don't even mess with what they kicking. Cause I've been around that long that it ain't nothing new under the sun. So I troll the hell out of them. And you know, I play guilty for that, but whatever, man. Them niggas deserve that stuff sometimes. But at the end of the day, bro, it's a lot of good people that ain't been around in a long time. I'm starting to see a few pop up here and there. You feel me? And I'm glad that they come, but it's a lot of good people that ain't around no more because of what has been going on, bro. And me, myself, personally, I was 2 feet out the door, but I had my hand on the door and I put one leg back in to be on some nigga shit. Just keep it a buck. And cause I like to troll and shit too. Me and my homies on the block, man, we kick it, man. We talk. Ooh, you feel what I'm saying? But this ain't supposed to be that. This supposed to be serious stuff. And we ain't been serious. Taking a back monetized. No, he ain't. He monetized in the metaphysics, man. That don't mean nothing. That
Nothing.
ain't real. That ain't real.
Yeah. He
This he
monetized in the
trying to get
virtual.
he trying to get
Virtual what?
really he trying to really look. He got a
Like he could get
page.
virtual gas
He
or
got
something.
he got close to 50,000 subscribers. You feel what I'm saying? And he trying to get his channel remonetized back. And he asks you, but
Please
that
refrain
ain't
from
even the
doing
I
X, Y,
don't
and
even
Z.
want I
Yep,
don't
you're
even
right.
want to pinpoint on that because that ain't the only thing. It's a lot of other stuff that be going on too. That shit be corny as hell. Straight goofball. I be feeling like a lame sometimes for even entertaining it.
But truth,
Sure.
that's another reason why, like when it came to some of the like older stuff, like seeing some of, like our good people like pass away, like throughout the years and stuff like that, and trying to keep their names alive. That's why I like with a lot of the younger folk that come in, I can't explain it to them. I can't be like, hey, Billy Goat, when you get a chance, man, um, do you have that tribe up old live when we had such and such and such? Like, I'll be a fool to be, asking to play some of the old pieces, but I know that we learn from our old pieces. We've always learned from our old pieces, but just seeing what, Billy Goat and Cuddy had, like with the whole news thing, and then what Bap was doing with the news thing, and just seeing, like how we are forever evolving, that shit had me happy than a motherfucker. But of course, you always got the people that gotta come in and bring that poison. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
you gotta learn
It's
how to hit it with
always
that antidote. You
that,
gotta
yeah.
learn how to hit it with that antidote. Who
And
put Grateful in the back? What she done did to
mhm.
y'all?
Man, she wouldn't let me finish, and it turned into like what you was just what we was just talking about.
Yeah,
We
there you
trying to go
go.
back to like what the live was about. Like I wasn't getting away from the live and stuff like that. About I just wanted to break down like a portion of something that I found that Buddy was talking about, and I was like, man, let me put Bap on this right here and show him how I manipulated the Chat GPT to show X, Y, and Z, and I couldn't even do that because
Come on now,
people want to
Grateful.
be trolls. Grateful want to be a troll for.
No, she just listen. She just be under the influence, and sometimes it gets the best of
Well,
her.
obviously
Grateful.
somebody in the chat helped the like troll troll out. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Who
So
was antagonizing the dude? So who was the drunk
that's what I'm saying.
antagonist?
I don't know because I'm like reading from stuff that I done manipulated. I done used Boolean logic. I done did all this IT bullshit that nobody care about. Only to try and explain it and I get cut off.
Oh,
Like,
she
what
kept
you mean
cussing
by
too.
this, and this? And
Somebody
then she
said she
started,
kept cussing. Yeah, we ain't
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do.
she kept like, yeah, like
Come
cursing.
on, Brave. We told you about
You
the
know what I'm saying?
cursing.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't mind her cutting me off, but it's like, yo, let me finish real quick, and then we can go back to, like what the topic was at hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't want to get away from the topic with old buddy and what he said, and then with Tucker
Smoke.
Carlson.
She was up here dropping F bombs.
Oh yeah, she was going in.
Oh no, come on now, bro.
Cons-
I told your ass earlier, stop using them F bombs over it.
consistently.
Thank you, Smoke. Damn, grateful. That's
And
my
see, this
girl.
why,
When she
and this
get in
why I
there,
don't be want to come.
when she get a little tipsy, she can't help herself.
And now you see why, like a lot of times, I don't want to come on and drop information. That's why, like I said, man, like back in the day, you already know, like I would rather give information to like you, Truth, and Billy Goat to look into, because I already know Billy Goat gonna be like, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna boom, he gonna punt it like 65-yard field goal. It's good. Like I don't like it. Like nah, get that
Are we
shit out of
talking
here.
about DNA?
But at least you, I know you will look into it, and I know Truth will look into it, because like I always said, like just hearing Truth say what he said, it kind of like ring bells a lot, because Truth was like my parallel brother. And the reason why I call him my parallel brother, because everything that Truth would parallel that happened on the West Coast back in the day, I could parallel what was happening on the East Coast. And then to hear FBA talking about 1526 with Sam Miguel, you know what I'm saying? It's like, are you serious? Like, ain't nobody talking about Tierra de Ajon, Tierra de Guerre, Tierra de, like all these different Spanish places where they had it on the map. It didn't mean that they had these places, but it's just information. And then with Tucker Carlson and all of them talking about, 400 years ago, it's like, are you serious? 400 years ago? You mean from now until infinity, motherfucker? Like, we've always been here. Like, where the fuck did you come from? Like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody really breaking
Right,
down what they were talking
but
about, because they're trying to keep it political.
but you don't
Key
think that
word. They're
you
trying
don't
to
think
keep
that's a
it
play though?
political. But let's
Hold on,
break
yo.
down
Ain't Scott Beason
historically through
ain't Scott Beason?
consanguinity who we are and where we've
I
been,
don't think Yo
and
can hear
teach
me anymore.
them so that they know. Like, all this political bullshit that you're talking about with this little coastal 13 original colonies and all this other bullshit, like, we've been here. Our ancestors always been here. And we can show them, because if they feel like this went mainstream, let's show them what mainstream means when we come together and get that kickback.
Hey,
That's the only
hey,
thing that
Yo,
I'm
can you
saying,
hear me?
because now we got a chance. Because before, it wasn't a lot of people trying to jump on the bandwagon. But if you got people that laugh like that jumping on the bandwagon, you might as well show them. It's time to show them.
Hey, Yo, can you hear
We
me?
might as well. Ain't got nothing to lose.
No,
Everybody
I
else
don't
do.
think he can hear your ass, my G.
Mic
P.
check.
So
Yo,
yeah,
I think Chief was trying to say something. I don't think he
nah,
can
he
hear.
cooking. Can he hear you?
Oh, Chief, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, dang, I can't hear Chief.
That's crazy.
Damn. Can
Yeah,
Chief hear me?
you might have to jump off and come back on, like
No,
you did earlier.
no, I'll jump off. I was just making sure. Can Chief hear me?
Yeah, he can hear
I can
you.
hear you good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
wanted
I'll jump
to
off.
chop it up with you
All
about
right.
something.
My bad, Chief. I ain't mean to talk over you. I'm about to jump
He
over.
can hear some people on the panel, but he just can't hear Chief. He wasn't talking over Chief though. Chief was just trying to ask him a question.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to chop it up. He was cooking, as always.
But yeah, man, I ain't gonna be here too long, man. I don't want to drag this live out too long, because this was a reaction video, but I did want to get some of the feedback from the family.
We got another hour.
Salute to everybody that's in the building. Did you go ahead and set up?
Yep.
Okay. I'm putting you in a redirect now. Chief going live later on, y'all. We're gonna be over there congregating, kicking it over there with Chief the Billy
I
Goat.
want to check this video out, man. I seen it out, you know what I'm saying? And I seen you was doing the reaction to it. I didn't really get to check out everything they were saying, so I want to definitely check it out. The other things.
Mic check. I'm back, Billy Goat.
Yeah, check it
Yo,
out. You
can
might
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was a lot of static.
What I was saying was when you was cooking, and it just reminded me, bro. Like once again, if they're talking 400 years, well, who were the people there for thousands of years? What is science like in Florida? We just talking about Florida. We're just talking about Florida. We're not talking about no place else. Florida only. So before, who were there 500 years according to science?
What's the name of your show tonight?
Just reacting to the Tucker Carlson Fishback joint.
That's gonna be a good one. Is Chief is Cuddy gonna be on there, or is just gonna be you?
Cuddy don't want to sleep on me.
Oh damn. Hey, but the one thing that I'll say is Chief, like I can't say it for truth, but I'll put it like this. I grew up in South Georgia. So
you need to delete some of your up that you ain't did. You need to delete them motherfuckers.
Who,
you talking
me?
to me?
Yeah, you, Chief.
You gotta come in the shop.
Oh. Hey, but Billy Go, like real
Yeah.
talk, Chief. You already know, man. You one of the bliss ones. You and Aboriginal Power, you know, Big Bapperton and Truth. The reason why I say that is because, like, where I grew up at, I can show you Tamukwa Creek in South Georgia, going into Jacksonville territory through Waycross, and also through going down the I-75 corridor. I could show you Tamukwa. So I could show you like the Indian tribes that was there, the burial grounds and stuff like that. And I can also show you, you know, like where I had to go to court when they were trying to catch me on some charges before they trumped up, you know, like my brother. That area was called the Alapaha. You know what I'm saying? Look up the Alapaha Indians in the Alapaha territory of Georgia, which was East Florida, you know, because we were always there, because it was always a free state, because it was only the coastal regions that became the 13 original colonies, but everything else in between and beyond going westbound was Indian territory. Because think about it, your family from Mississippi. You can't tell a Mississippian nothing. Like, you already know how to till that land, do everything. Most of the people that I meet from Mississippi, man, they know how to fix a car, they can fix a boat, they can fix, man, something on the house. Like if the
Right.
AC go out, if
Now
if
that's
grandma need a ramp to come up the ramp because she in a wheelchair, man,
right.
some of the
They gonna make it up.
some of the most innovative people you ever met in your life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's our people though,
And that's
man.
that's that
That's
southeast.
our
Yeah.
spirit, that's our energy.
Energy.
That's part of your genetic structure. You feel what I'm saying? So man, we gotta realize what we're dealing with here, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to the great Mississippians. Shout out to the Aboriginal Indigenous, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. We almost hit a 3-hour marker on this live. We up out this month. Chief Holiday going live in an hour. Smoke probably going live after that. Y'all know it's another lit night, man. Make sure y'all be safe, be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. And we out this mug. Peace.
I'm on the block with the snakes and the rats and the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came at staging. All of these VVs, now they blind. Know my persona, really enticing. Bet on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like it's lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I know the feds, they wanna indict it. Gun in my leg, I come invited. Run over drip, them boys are biting. She love with me, got her excited. She like that nigga, no stones on my eyes. And I got a touch for the money like Midas. Out to my hood, I try to unite it. I'm on the block with the snakes and the rats and the cops, so I gotta hide it. All on my top, put all of my dick in the stomach, I give it a Heimlich. Really was broke, I come from the bottom of New York, now I need the finest. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. Put on the ladder and came back striking. All these VVs, now they blind. Know my persona, really enticing. Bought on that pussy, just like I'm Tyson. Hit on that pussy, just like I'm lightning. Back to that money, I'm not dying. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a touch for the money like Midas. I got a touch for that money like Midas. All of my bitches, they be the finest. All of my diamonds, they be the finest. All of my fabrics, they be the finest. They be the finest.